How's it going, guys? The folks over at Eugen have given me early access to Warno's upcoming SOUTHAG DLC. So I've got access to 8 out of the 10 divisions that will be coming with SOUTHAG, and they are the first West German Airborne Division, Luftlande Division, the 6th French Blindee Tank Division, the first Canadian division, really interesting divisional logo there. The Spanish division Brunete, that's like a tank division. The 31st Soviet division, I believe that's a tank division because it says tank. And then the 3 Czech divisions, the 1st Czech tank division, Czechoslovakian tank division, the 19th Czechoslovakian motorized division, and the 303 Czechoslovakian like more of a reservist tank division. So in this video, I'll be going through every single division that is in this preview. And if you want to see gameplay, check the description and there'll be links to all the gameplay. Usually what would happen in this scenario is the channel members would get it first. And I don't violate the NDA, right? When the NDA drops, you get this video as soon as the NDA drops, everybody gets it. And then the gameplay will come out over a period of time. So some of the links will already be filled in when you see this. It's just unfortunately I was only given 14 hours notice. They told me at 5 p.m. That that the NDA is dropped at 7 a.m. tomorrow. So that's 14 hours notice. So I haven't had time to record all the gameplay. But what I should be doing for you, depending on, right, is because it's not happened yet, I should be live streaming the build. Basically, as you're watching this, there should be a link to a live stream where I will endeavour to play as many of the divisions as possible. Obviously, that's not as good for my bottom line as letting the members get, like, bespoke gameplay videos first, as soon as the NDA drops, but with 14 hours notice, there's a limit to what I can do. So you should feel bad for me, basically. Anyway, let's start off with the first Luftlande division. So this is the West German Airborne Division. We've been waiting for this for a long time. At least the West Germans have. They keep complaining on Reddit about how they don't have enough divisions. So this is all work in progress, right? This is an early access version, so some things might change. But we're going to go through basically every single unit that is being added. Or at least, well, these 8 out of 10 divisions, right? So we've got the Krakerman, which is not a new unit because it is in MBAD. Now, this actually does come with the helicopter. This is the CH-53G helicopter. I'm not sure if that will stay like that for, when they actually release SOUTHAG, right? Because I'm getting it early, as I've just explained. Sorry, I keep saying that. Because that would allow me to get 20 helicopters. So maybe they'll fix 40 helicopters. So maybe they'll fix that. You start the game with 1,500 points, right? So 70 times 20, you can actually buy all 20 helicopters. So presumably they'll fix that, because if we actually take a look at MBAD, that doesn't come with the helo for that reason, because it used to, and it caused a lot of problems. So yeah, that's pretty funny. Next up, we've got the Unimog supply, very normal supply. It's on all the West German divs, TKS 5th, 2nd, and American 11th ACAV. So that's nothing new there. And then we've got our first new vehicle, and this is just a big Volvo, I guess. Is that a Volvo logo? I'm not good at cars. Anyway, let me know in chat if it's not a Volvo logo. It might be Citroen. Is it a Citroen logo? Citroen logo. No, Citroen's the chevrons. Volvo logo. No, it's not really Volvo either. What is that? Logo with 3 prongs in middle car. It's a Maserati. No, it is not. It is. It is. I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to edit this part out and have it right at the start as well. It's a Mercedes-Benz. Right, okay. My bad. So there you go. It's a Mercedes-Benz logo there. And this is, 1,500 supply, 4 per card, so it's still 6,000 supply, right? And this is very similar to, like, the T813. Oh, that's 2,000 supply. I'm trying to think of what's. Oh, what? Look, there's a Czech one. Spoilers. Yeah, there is a supply with 1,500, but I think I've laboured this point enough. You guys want to see like the shooter units. You don't care about the supply. This CV is in TKS. Nice bargain basement. 40 points, 2 per card CV. I like them a lot, actually. Especially if you've got enough CVs to begin with, and then you can just, trade this down to 2, and you can buy 2 of these for less than the price of this, which is another new unit. And this is a Cracker Führer. Sorry. Anyway, so this is 3 per card, and it comes in a Hilo if you want. So your first ever, Warno first ever Hilo deployed CV. So you could just drop this off. Hilo deployed vehicle CV. Obviously you have Hilo deployed infantry CVs. But yeah, you can drop this off, and then frankly that is a lot more useful than just a heli-borne CV by itself, which we don't actually have here. Because yeah, you can drop it off and then it can zoom around. Well, okay, it's not that fast off-road, but it's got mediocre stealth and what have you. Then we've got FS Führungs Iltis, so just a forward deployed FS Führer CV. It's in MBAD, so not new. So infantry, finally get to the meat and potatoes of it. Yeah, MG3 762 team. This is in all the German divs. Fallschirmjäger MG3 team you've seen before because it's in 2nd Panzergren, and it's in MBAD. Feldjäger you've seen, military police. I don't know if their hats have changed, but yeah, check out this new Feldjäger transport. And looks like that Feldjäger transport, military police, really useful. Looks like it's being backported because this wasn't, this isn't in the public live build of the game, right? I've got a preview version. It says that it's in 2nd, 5th, and TKS, which obviously this didn't used to exist. So there you go, TKS finally gets a military police unit. That's a big win for TKS. Sicherungs, we've seen many, many times, just infantry without AT. Sort of reasonably cheap, but not that much anymore. And they've got good optics when they're stood still. Panzergren Führer, very popular CV, but hey, this is new. Marder 1A1. Check that out. The Marder 1A1. So this is like the Marder 1A2, except cheaper and worser, and it doesn't seem to have an ATGM. So Marder 1A... Okay, so there is... Wow, what spoilers, right? Also, they seem to have changed this, so now the Milan is 17 is red. I don't know, I mean, obviously this is a preview version, but that is a bit weird. I wish they'd change it back, because now I'm going to get confused. Anyway, differences between the Marder 1A1 and the Marder 1A2 is the Marder 1A1 is better, apparently. It's got 2 machine guns, because it's got this thing at the back, which I believe is, is supposed to shoot backwards. So yeah, there you have it. The Marder 1A2 was, they upgraded it to make it worse, apparently. Not sure what's going on there. But yeah, cool. New unit's cool. It's a shame it doesn't have less armor or something. I mean, that would be cool, right? Give it less armor or whatever, but I'll take a 2nd MG. It's just kind of weird that it's the earlier one is better, in Warno terms anyway. Obviously, presumably something real has changed. Obviously the machine gun's gone, but yeah, look at this. Something to do with the sighting system there. Oh, you can't see it when... No. It's just sort of moving around. Just the shading on it. Interesting that the West Germans decided to downgrade all their Marders. So make it fair for the enemy. Anyway. Then we've got Panzergrenadier M113. You've seen these before. Sadly, they're locked at Novet because of the deepest lore behind this division is that the armored assets were from like a sort of pseudo-reservist group or something, like a low readiness group. So they're all locked at Vet 0. But there you go, the Marder 1A1 Milan and Panzergrenadier 6 strength with the Marder 1A1 Milan, which is 50. Because the Marder 1A2 Milan has also gone up to 50. So I think that was 45 before. Obviously I could check by changing my game version back, but I can't be bothered. So yeah, if you want an ATGM, you gotta pay a bit more on your IFVs now. So if you look at like the Warrior, yeah, like there used to be a 5 point difference here. Now it's a 10 point difference. Like I think this one's gone down maybe. I think. Oh, wow, look at all these units we're gonna get to. 30, 40. It's always like that. Anyway, not doing a very good job here at all. Not doing a very good job here at all. So, yeah, there you go. You can spam out Marder 1A1 Milans, and they've got an extra machine gun, so they're actually better in Warno terms than the Marder 1A2 Milan. Obviously, in real life, there will have been some important changes to something, but it doesn't seem to have made a difference here. Then we've got the Cracker M40A1s. 12 per card at 1 vet. That is absolutely absurd. Keep in mind this is a preview version, but that is very strong. That is a very, very, very strong card. Wow. 12 per card at 1 vet. That is incredible. Because if you look at something like Second UK, right, the keys, where is it? Oh, it's in Berlin Command, isn't it? So if you look at something like Berlin Command, you will see that this is 8 at no vet. Whereas, obviously, this is a preview version, right? And they're supposed to be airborne, but like 12 at 1 vet is absolutely absurd. That is a must-bring card, right? Sneak them around all over the place. This can one-shot a 3-armor vehicle. So it can one-shot a warrior. Can't one-shot a Marder 1A1, but can one-shot a warrior. 12, I would be up there in that anyway. You don't need 12, but that is absolutely wild. That is incredibly strong. I don't know if that's on purpose. Anyway, more fresh infantry units. So these are Gebirgsjägers. So these guys are mountain troops, and they come with the new mountain troop trait, which means that they have no movement penalty in forests, which is pretty incredible, actually. That means that these guys, especially like these guys have like satchels and stuff. They will be able to run down the enemy in a forest quite easily. Because I believe in a forest you lose like a third of your movement speed, something like that. Sorry for that brief intermission there. So I was just talking about how being a mountaineer is a pretty big deal because it makes you go faster in forests and whatnot. And what I should have done in the brief pause that I just had is look up how much the forest speed goes down on like waryes.com or something like that. But I didn't do that because I'm not very intelligent, so I'm actually just going to do it right now. So if you look at this, you'll see that in the forest they lose 6 kilometers an hour, so it's a quarter, not a third, right? So they move at 75% speed in the forest for like regular units, right? And that's literally every single unit that doesn't have these that doesn't have this trait. 24 and then 18 in the forest. So pretty big deal that these guys ignore that because it means they can run up to you and you can't get away, right? Unless they've got low cohesion and what have you, but you know, in general they'll be faster. So the Gebirgs Pioneer are 50 points for 10 men with satchels, and yeah, they come in this new transport, the Mercedes-Benz MB1017. Really nice off-road speed, actually. Not quite sure why it's that fast. There must be that Mercedes-Benz engineering, you know. Yeah, it's crazy. You know, I rang up their support and I was like, hey, I've got this World War II tank here. I need you. I didn't find it very funny. Anyway, so these guys are going to be pretty speedy in forests, catching up to people and satcheling them, right? And then, as will these guys, who are regular. Wow, that is a pretty chunky squad. So these guys are 11 men with an MG3 and a DMR. So the DMR is like 2 machine guns, and a machine gun's like 2 rifles. So that's 9 plus 6. That's 15 shooty power. Now, keep in mind that, you know, you have to be stood still to use the MMG and the sniper, and also the battle rifles have very poor motion accuracy. So, yeah, it's kind of a bit... So you can get into position fast, but then you'd have to stop. Oh, yeah, you can keep running at them and then stop and then shoot them, right? But, yeah, having 11 men deployed in a Huey, that's pretty crazy. I'm not sure where they all sit, but some of them must be hanging out the sides. But, yeah, 11 men, 65 points. the RPG, like, it could have more pen, but it's, you know, as far as RPGs go, it's got nice high accuracy, and that makes it A-okay in my book. This guy's messaging me again. Anyway, so, yeah, Fallschirmjäger Führer, so we've seen these guys before in MBAD, and they're alright, right? They're, you know, they've got smoke and G3s. They don't have AT, though, so I think... But this does have smoke and AT, but it's only 4 guys, whereas this has... This is 5 guys, but no smoke, but it does have AT. So, yeah, all your CV options, you gotta give something up. I mean... I'd probably end up going for this one because it's got the smoke and the AT, but it's got very, very low strength, but it's also got the Mountaineer thing, so it can run away faster. Anyway, Fallschirmjäger, you know, from MBAD, and second Panzergren. So Fallschirm Pioneer are in MBAD, and they are, you know, so you get 1 more than you would for the other guys, right? And they do get a bit of forward deployment, but the Unimog goes at 6590. So this goes at 7590, and they go faster in forests, which is where you're going to be moving them most of the time. So, yeah, I don't really think, you know, I would be bringing this. Obviously, if you need 2 cards of Pioneers, you'd probably have to bring both, but you do get a lot of infantry here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through every single unit in painstaking detail, and then I'm going to build the deck, right? And then here we've got the Fallschirmjäger Reservisten. So reserve Fallschirmjäger. 7 availability at 1 vet for 8 strength, airborne forward deployed, 90 kilometers an hour. And yeah, 50 guys for 8. What? 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 They don't have the reservist tax. What? I suppose there's only 1 card, right? But obviously the reservisten are better because they're 15 points less. The MG on the Fallschirmjäger, sorry, the AT on the Fallschirmjäger is incredible. That Panzerfaust 3 is a lot, is very, very good. But, you know, 15 points for that? I don't know. You'd probably need a card of Panzerfaust 3 somewhere, but we haven't got through all the infantry yet. But yeah, you only get 1 card of these guys. It's pretty interesting though. So you get your because you don't want too much airborne forward deployed stuff because it costs you 5 points more than like it's like, so that's why this is 5 points more. It's because of the airborne forward deployment. Obviously there's some things that aren't really priced correctly, but that's generally how it works. So the fact that you don't want to be paying that tax for the whole game because you only need it at the start. So yeah, the fact that you also get these like normal Mountaineer troops, and you get 2 cards of Marder 1A1 spam, so that's, you know, 18. It's a shame you can't vet them, but that's still 18 IFVs, and really good mountain troops, and decent airborne troops, and a bunch of ATGMs, right? So here's a Milan 1, locked to vet 0, because it'll probably be from this armoured contingent, right? And this thing's absurd. And then Milan 2, right? Same. I mean, you've seen this a million times. Same transport options as in other divisions, right? And then the FS Par Milan 2, which you've also seen a million times in 2nd Panzergren and MBAD. So you know this could be better because the transport's nice, but this gets like a rank of veterancy for free. Obviously, you're paying 5 points for it, right? Because you're paying that airborne tax. Anyway, then we've got Hochgebirgsjäger, which are 11 men with 2 machine guns and a DMR. Okay, and they're airborne, and they're special forces, and they've got satchels. They're no AT, and they're mountaineers. Wow. So, yeah, this is a very, very scary squad to fight. But it's interesting, though, because obviously, I say obviously, you might not know this, if you're in the same building as your opponent, so you can throw satchels at him, the DMR can't shoot, and the MMG can't shoot, and these aren't that great in close quarters compared to like 5.56. So it's a bit like it doesn't synergize particularly well. But hey, 11 men with satchel, like it's a very good anti-infantry squad. It's just you don't want to be in the exact same building as the enemy. You want to be 1 building away so you can satchel him, and even if you don't do that, you know, this is, as we spoke about, this is like 2 machine guns. So that's 4 machine guns, which is like 8 rifles. So that's 16 shooty power with special forces. Really solid squad. Definitely a must bring. And then we've got, wow, 16 guys in a pretty fast helo. So that is a really nice squad. I mean, it's 90 quid. Sorry, 90 points. But yeah, this is, 4, 8 plus 13 is 21 shooty power. That is absolutely absurd. 21 shooty power. That is crazy. 21 shooty power. And they've got the strength to back it up. So yeah, very difficult squad to shift, this one, I would assume. And it's not even that expensive, it's 90 points. Whereas if you compare it to like... so 101st Airborne is generally the one with all the chunky guys. Or is it like RPG 22? Yeah. So this is 14 guys for 85, right? And then Luft... And then for 5 points more, you get 2 more guys and a DMR. You lose the shock. Your MGs are a bit worse, but you've got the DMR. And you've got a better rocket launcher. All that for 5 points more. So, Luftgebirgsjäger. Very, very strong squad. Very strong squad. So, that's it for infantry, I guess. Going to artillery, we've got the Mrs. Tampella, so 120mm mortar, very normal. Then we've got the FS Mrs. Tampella, which is the same but forward deployed. So it gets airborne forward deployment, and it gets a rank of veterancy for 5 points more. So I think that's worth it over this one. This looks new. This is some sort of Cold War gun, right? So this is wow. This looks pretty old. So that is a light howitzer for 70 points, 105mm, 10 kilometers range. I believe this is in the game, because I've seen this before, but like under a different nation. But yeah, it doesn't look very useful, basically. Then we've got the classic 155s, which are in TKS, 5th Panzer, 2nd Panzergren, very popular, right? And then self-propelled mortars. This is probably the one I'll be bringing, just because it doesn't get counter-batteried as much as this, right? You pay, because like this is 75. This is 10 points more to not get counter-batteried. Obviously you're losing availability and the forward deployment. And then this is an M109G, which is like the M109A2, but worse, because the barrel looks very, very silly. Very silly looking barrel. It's only got 14 kilometers range, right? And it's actually got higher aim time than these, and higher reload time than these. And this is 140 and this is 195. The advantage of this is that you don't have to worry about counter battery, but the additional range means that this is way more accurate. So probably be forced to bring this, even though having these frees up so much of your micro if you don't have to constantly micro these all the time. But given like the arty slots, you could just easily do that and just have 2 at 1 vet, right? And then this is just a way more useful than this because, you know, it aims in 20 seconds, this aims in 30, so it's a big difference, right? And this fires basically a volley a minute, whereas this is very much not that. This rate of fire, because it doesn't show the decimal point, it looks like it's the same, but it's not. Anyway, then we get the Cracker Milan. So Milan 2, good stealth, 6 rounds, so that's quite good. And yeah, 50 points at 1 vet. Wow, that's actually really good. Because if you compare it to like the Iltis Milan or something like that, right? So that's like 6 at 1 vet, whereas the Iltis Milan would be like 6 at no vet and would only carry 4 Milan 2s and would cost the same price. So that's really nice. But yeah, this is like slightly slower off-road. Then you've got the Cracker Toe, which is the same but an ITO. So you pay more points for less pen, but it's mainly about the range and the accuracy. So they're both very useful, right? Then the M48A2GA2. So this is also in TKS, but in TKS it's reservist, whereas here it's not reservist, but you can't upvet it. So an interesting infantry fire support tank. To be honest, 17 kinetic pen is not so bad, although it's got the minimum range gun, right? So it would be 15 at max range. No motion accuracy. So yeah, that's a bit of a weird one. Good against infantry, I suppose. Then we've got the Jaguar 2, it used to be in 2nd Panzergren, right, but it got taken out because 2nd Panzergren too strong. Very nice ATGM because it's a TOW 2 and it's got 6 armor, so it can survive a front hit from, basically every tank at max range. Then Leopard 1A, 1A1 is very popular in 2nd Panzergren, but you can't vet them. This looks new. Don't know if that big black box was there before. Wow, this looks very different. So I don't know if they changed the model on this. I think they did. Maybe I just don't pay attention, but this looks pretty new to me. I don't remember all that back stuff being there. So yeah, tank you've seen before, but it's got a facelift. And then the Leopard 1A, 1A, 1A2, which has one more pen. The only reason it's got the extra accuracy is because of the, it's just one more pen. Everything else is the same. It's just because it's got a rank of veterancy. So this fan thing here, basically what that does is it blows really hard when the tank is shooting, and this fan, because it's blowing really hard, it accelerates around faster so that it hits the target with more damage. And if you believe that, I've got a bridge to sell you, but hey, this is a pretty nice sort of quote-unquote light tank. Pretty nice with the 18 pen, actually. It's just you only get one card, right? But it comes at 1 vet as well. It's interesting that, yeah, the 1A2 just adds this fan. It must be some sort of designation system or something like that. Like if this is an infrared camera, this might be an infrared, beam to light up, so this can see stuff. Maybe. I'm just guessing. Anyway, then we've got this thing, which is, you've seen it before. Obviously, it's got the facelift, but it's in 2nd Panzergren. So CV tank in your airborne div. This div is absolutely cracked. What the heck? Anyway, recon. Oh, we got some more nonsense. So yeah, the Alouette, it is a recon helo. Then we've got Gebirgsjäger Scharfschütze. So this is double DMR, apparently. 4 availability. Double DMR. I won't be bringing it. This is 25 points for good optics, good stealth. With MG3, but no armor. It's fast off. Wait, it's 90 kilometers an hour, whereas this is 100, so I'd probably just be bringing this. But it is nice to get nice recon, but I'm not going to be bringing this card at all, really. Then we've got Gebirgsaufklärer, and they have the aviators, like myself. And that's 10 guys with the Mountaineer trait, an Aufklärer Fox. So this has the mediocre stealth, but it's got much better off-road speed. It's got smoke, it's got 1 armor. Or you can bring them in a helo, right? So that's recon deployment, 10 strength in a helo. But then isn't there... no, this doesn't... Oh, and then this isn't airborne. Okay. Yeah, these... Okay, interesting. Still a very nice squad, right? So, yeah, 8 plus 6 shooty power, 14 shooty power. Mountaineer trait, so it can go really fast through the forests. And yeah, you can put it in this vehicle, so it goes even faster through the forests. Then we've got Gebirgsjäger Jagdkommando. So these are very similar to this, except they cost less for 1 less MG. Oh, they lose the special forces, which I suppose is quite important. But yeah, they lose an MG, so that's like 1 rifle, because they gain a rifle, and an MG is like 2 rifles. So it's like they lost 1 rifle. And 10 points less, but they're recon. I don't know, I think that's a very strong squad, really, I think it's very strong. Satchels, high strength, recon, what's not to like. Fallschirmjäger Aufklärer, you'll know from 2nd Panzergren, so these guys bring the Panzerfaust 3, 4-man squad, quite expensive, but it's because of the AT option. And then Fallschirmjäger B1, which you'll know from TKS, so this was like the best part of TKS, and now they've put it somewhere else, so TKS gets worse. Hooray! At least we got that backported military police. Anyway, yeah, these guys are really strong, because there's a lot of satchels in this division. But yeah, 5 availability at 2 vet. You'll note that, this would be 2. This would be 2, but this is 5, right? And they've got satchels and a Panzerfaust 3, so this is a must-bring, really. But yeah, we said we'd make the deck at the end. Then we've got this flying missile drone. It says it's a drone. Agility normal, interesting. Yes, it is a drone. It's got a travel time of 11 seconds. It is a drone, so it should be quite good. I think it goes a lot faster than other drones. Yeah, what can I say? It's a drone. And then the looks is decent, right? It's it's in a lot of divisions. And then we've got Recon Leopard 1A5s. So, I mean, this div is so strong. It is incredible how strong this div is. So that's, yeah, 2 availability at 1 there, and it's Leopard 1A5. It's got the max range gun, recon deployment, so it starts further forwards. You got the drones. You got everything you need in this division, basically. You got medium tanks. You don't have any heavy tanks. You don't need those. Not in this meta. So far, so good. Basically, you've got everything. Then we've got the Fliegerfaust, so this is in every div, and it's really not as bad as people seem to think. For some reason, it's got an absolutely cracked anti-helo range, even though the anti-aircraft range is abysmal. Then we've got forward-deployed MK20, so basically the Zwillinger absolutely deletes infantry, but this literally has half the DPS. Although you can put it at 2 there at 9 availability, and it's airborne forward-deployed. So maybe some people have some utility in it, but for the most part you want the Zwillinger because it kills people twice as fast. Because it's got 2 barrels. Shouldn't really work like that, but it does. Then this is in embed, right? This is not very good in embed. Just like, portable AA, that just doesn't do anything. Then we've got the same thing on a truck, but it's only the single-barreled one again, and then we've just got Gepards, because why not? And these are vet unlocked, even though the infantry's vet locked and the tanks are vet, although this isn't. Whatever, it's a preview version, but also whatever. So yeah, this is really good against infantry. The main thing is you don't have any like Eyehawks or anything like that, so it's going to be kind of tough against planes. But we'll get to the plane tab. I've not seen it yet. Bopar 1 in loads of divs. Bopar 1A1, which is in loads of divs, so it's just ATGM launchers, so no rocket helos, right? No anti-infantry helos. Then in air, we've got 5 availability Alpha Jet with double rockets, 6 HP, so that's pretty cool. Wow, these are some really nice planes here, look at that. Anyway, I don't want to skip ahead. Then we've got an Alpha Jet that somebody has managed to strap Mavericks onto. Wow, that's one hell of a plane. So it's got Mavericks, right? But it's only 6 HP. But it's got 20% ECM, whereas this has 10. But yeah, in the opener, this is crazy. Like you can just what 75? That's pretty strong. Then we have this, which has a very big nose, and that is ECM. So it's electronic warfare. So in 1v1, not so useful. But in team can be useful. Basically, it just it doesn't fire a seed missile. It just gives you extra ECM, and then you die anyway. So I don't like bringing it, but it is very cheap. It's a lot cheaper than the other ECM planes. You'll notice that the wings go forwards. How cool is that? They should have put a gun here. Anyway, so this one's in 5th Panzer, right? It's a shotgun F4F. Then we've got the other one, which has. So this is Ligma, and this is like Ligma improved. So if you compare them, you'll see that it has 5% more accuracy for 10 more points. Everything else is the same. So do you pay 5% more accuracy for 10? I probably would. And then when it misses, I can cope and say I could have saved myself 10 points there. Anyway, looks like the Germans get their first LGBT. Right, they've got the GBU-12, so 12 HE, and it drops 1 at once, so you get 2 off. You get 2. You can take out 2 targets with this plane. 250 points, 30% ECM. It's really not so bad. It's not got any sidewinders, sadly. Right, no secondary missiles, but yeah, that's pretty good. And then you've got the HE2, which is in 2nd Panzergrenadier. Really, really, really nice plane. It can really do a number on tanks. I think 2 armor it'll kill, 3 not really, but yeah, against infantry it's really good as well. The Mega Waffle, which, it's in 2nd Panzergrenadier, it fires this thing, it goes... You'll know if you play the game, but I think a lot of people watching this will probably not have seen Warno before. So yeah, that's the sound it makes. And anyway, it's really bad because it's got 6-minute reload. It does nothing to armor. And then you've got the Tornado IDS Seed, which is new. it looks kind of like the British one, right? But except this one's green. And it's got harms, which are a really nice missile. 50% ECM. Because apparently... So, like, the Brit one is 40, right? But the Germans, they're just better, apparently. And they like, it's literally the same. It looks the same. It's the same there. It's the same. Yeah, the Germans, they know how it's done. They get their 10% extra ECM. Although the British one is a bit cheaper as a result. And it does actually have one more missile. Although the missiles have less accuracy. And less suppression. Yeah, whatever. Cool, 50% ECM. Definitely worth bringing that. So, yeah, now we'll build the deck, right? And then, obviously, like, it's all time-stamped, right? If you want to see a specific thing, you can just skip. But, yeah, so I'm going to be bringing 3 cards of supply. And, yeah, we'll get the cars and the big cars. Maybe we can do with 2 cards of supply. And then I want my forward-deployed CVs, or do I? I like having this at 2 availability because it's so cheap. And then, you know, for forward deployed CVs, yeah, okay, so that's 4 and then 6. So now we got 6 CVs. I think that's all good. 2-point slot there. Infantry, so I definitely, this is a must bring, right? I don't want it in a transport, and I'll put it at 2 Vex. I don't really need 12 of them. And then I want some IFVs, so I'll get 2 cards of IFVs. And then these Geburts. Well, see, the thing is, there's like 6 satchel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 satchel squads in this lineup. So, yeah. Do I want them all? Who knows? And yeah, so I kind of want this military police vehicle so that I can put it next to my 0-vet Marders. And my 0-vet Leopard 1A1s, and my 0-vet this if I decide to bring it. So I feel like I have to bring these guys in that transport. But yeah, Feldjäger in general, they're alright, I guess. Then we'll swing back on the Pioneers, because I mean, I do kind of like the idea of them. It's just like these guys are also Pioneers. And yeah, so like this is a must bring, Special Forces Mega Squad. This is a must bring 16 guys. Like, why wouldn't you bring that? I could use like some Milan 2s perhaps with the veterancy would be nice. Or I could go for Milan 1s. This is red now. But yeah, for 20 points more, I can get something that's actually going to hurt somebody. So we'll get the Milan 2s. And then... So, like, we spoke about how this is a really cost-effective squad. And it'll give me some forward deployment because I don't actually have any yet. So we'll get that. And then I kind of want the Geburts Pioneers. Although, so what happens if I want a Panzerfaust 3? So I guess I need 1 card of these guys for the just for the Panzerfaust 3s. And then we'll get some Geburts Pioneers. Yeah, so that's a full infantry tab. We'll see if we have to get rid of anything. It'll probably be the Geburts Pioneers. Well, maybe. Arty, so I kind of want... I like the idea behind not having to micro stuff, so that's why I bring like self-propelled stuff most of the time, but the cost savings, like the fact that this also shoots faster is kind of a big deal. So we'll see if we, like, because I'll save 2 AP by not betting this, basically. So howitzers, mortars, right, it's a shame. Do kind of want this, it's just it fires so much slower and, yeah, it's got less range. So, quote-unquote tanks, we need the Jaguar 2, it's very good on the defense. I really want this medium Leopard 1A, 1A2. Obviously, I've just described what everything does, so I don't have to explain it all again. Cracker Milan 2 is pretty cool. 5 points more, well, the Ito. This used to be green, and now it's yellow. Like, what are they doing? This can be good against infantry, maybe, but then for 10 points more, you get... You get what exactly? What? You get an extra machine gun, 10 kilometers an hour more speed, you get a stabilizer, but you lose 1 armor. I do like the speed, to be honest. But having the 10 armor is interesting, because 10 armor, didn't that used to be green? Oh, my head. 6 armor survives, 20 AP heat, so that's a Conkers. 7 survives 21. 8 survives 22. 9 survives 23. And 10 survives 24. So this will survive a Milan 2. And this will not. So this will survive a Milan 2, but a Toe 2 will kill it. So I kind of want this one. But it has to stop to shoot, although this, I mean, the stabilizer's not going to hit anything anyway. We'll try this. And then I really want some more ATGMs, frankly. I'm willing to pay more for the range. I like the range. Yeah, and the accuracy. Recon, so drone, yes. Recon tank, yes. These guys are a pretty nice squad. Oh yeah, this is a must bring. So they've got satchels. And then this is just a nice squad. And then these guys also have satchels. Like these are all nice squads. It's just that's a 3-point slot. So I don't know if it's really worth it. And I've got, I've got I've already, like, this is Panzerfaust 3 and satchels, and this is just like frontline recon. Suppose I could get like some cheapo recon. Or I could get like a recon. Well, the looks is nice. Very good optics. Gotta make some decisions here, man. AA, so we'll get the Gepards at Novex. I need loads of them. And then there's Villingers. And then the Fliegerfausts, just in case. So it's kind of hard to get Villingers up to Helos. Although I suppose that's what the Gepard's for. But yeah, if we need 2 points, we can come back there. I would very much like some ATGM, just in case I need it. And then I really want to stack this, which means I need to get rid of some of the other stuff. So like, this is good at the start. This is a nice fighter. I suppose I need 2 cards of fighters, because I don't have any long-range AA. But then we come back to, like... So I'm going to have to get rid of something here. So, considering I've got 5 Panzerfaust 3s here, I think I can afford to drop the Fallschirmjäger with the Panzerfaust 3s. So that's cool. And then... these guys are airborne forward deployment. I've got so little actual infantry. Well, I suppose this is just my spam, right? And then infantry. Interesting. Yeah. So now I can get 2 more planes, and I kind of want the seed, and then like I want to really stack this, but the air slots are so expensive. Like, you would think, the airborne div would have that, but because it's like also an army, it's kind of weird. We could get rid of... let's get rid of one of these, because we've got, some mediums. Basically, you can't do both. You can't be an armoured div and and an airborne div. So like, these are 3-point slots, which would be an extra plane. So we'll get rid of... Get rid of this one, because this is like, Whoops. Okay. So yeah, we want our ATGMs and what have you. And we got 7 AP, which is enough to... So I kind of want these for the start, but... So I want, like, basically 2 of those and the seed. But then I don't have any... Like, this is such a funny plane, but it would die in 1 hit to anything, so I'm not sure that's a good idea. But then this is actually a pretty good investment. But then I've only got 1 LGBT if I get rid of... Because I need the seed for the LGB. You just can't have everything. You just can't have everything. So what's the 3... Is that a 3-point slot as well? Ooh. But I need the armor. Oh, not a bit in that. Not sure why I did that. And then what is that? Just 2 points. That's 3 points, but I don't even have a recon helo. So, do I need this? It's 2 tanks at the start of the game, which no doubt is actually really useful, but because it's airborne deployment, it's only got good optics, and but it's the only, because that's the max range gun, 2275, whereas this isn't, and neither is this. So this will be very useful at the start. It's just yeah, I think I should get rid of the looks. And then I can get the, yeah, okay. Oh, because that's 2, yeah. Let's see how we need that. We'll get rid of the looks, because we've got this. We don't have a recon helo because we've got the drones, but oh, this is rough, man. Alternatively, no, because that's a 2-pointer as well. It's really interesting. You got to make some difficult decisions here. But yeah, the looks can be very useful at the start, and then it gives me very good optics for the rest of the game. So I'm just going to keep it like that, really, and but then I don't have any cheap fighters to like bait out AA. Like I really want this, so we'll get rid of the looks. Although, you know, do I really need this? Yeah, because I need infantry recon. Okay, we'll get rid of the looks because we've got this, but I feel like this is less useful than 4 looks. But at the start of the game, this is crazy because of the recon deployment and the very nice gun it's got. It's really going to mess people up. And then I can get this at 5 per card and use this near the start, and if an AA shoots it down, then I can use the LGB, I can use it to soak later in the game, right? Because if the enemy's not got seedable stuff, you don't really want to be sending this out. So you send this out, you know, Manpad shoots it, can survive a Manpad hit, but like Chaparral shoots it and then the LGBT hits the Chaparral. It's a riskier way to play, to be honest. Like what I should probably do is just get rid of most of the air and then just build fully on the ground, but I don't know. Anyways, that's it for the first... oh my gosh, there's text on the screen from... Right, I'm not happy about that. This guy's been texting on the screen. We'll do a cut here. Right, so after that, it's now time for the second division out of the 8 that we have in this preview, and I'm just going through them, like, scrolling down in order. So here's 6E Division Blindee for France. So this is basically the AMX-10 RC spam division. So yeah, here we go. First things first, Puma Kangaroo, you've seen this before. It is a supply helicopter, which is available in 11E among other places. But yeah, this is our first new unit for this division. This is some sort of French truck called a Berliet. And it's got 1500 supply with 4 availability, so it's a lot like the one we just saw from Luftlande, except this goes at 60, and I believe the Luftlande one goes at 75. Then we've got the TRM 10,000, which is an 152 easy, so this is like a super heavy supply truck, whereas this is just like a regular heavy supply truck. So this is 2,000 for 60, this is 1,500 for 50. Then we've got a recon helo, the Gazelle PC, which I could have sworn we've seen before, but I guess not. 3 availability for a CV, Army de Terre, you know. And yeah, it flies around and stuff. And we've got the P4 PC, which we've seen on 11th Easy before. Just a standard car CV, 3 per card. The VAB PC, which we've also seen on basically every French division. 2 per card, but armoured, but no smoke, so I don't see anybody bringing this really. And then a FOB, which, you know, just gives you loads of supply in team games. Inf, so we've got regular MMG, right? Very normal. Then we've got a bunch of like Legionnaire guys. So here we've got some French Foreign Legion. They wear the funny hat. The funny hat wearer Legion. So these guys get Resolute. And they get a rank of veterancy for free, except they don't really, do they? Because, well, I suppose this is 9 and this is 8, so they get 1 more availability, right? At 1 vet, and they get Resolute, but you're paying 5 points for that, and I don't know, I mean, I suppose Resolute is useful, but yeah. Anyway, Prevo, which we've seen before, but hey, this is new. The P4 Gendarme, and this has been backported to all the other divs, so it's like the one from Luftlande. Looks like the French now have a military police vehicle as well. I believe Britain's probably the only one left in the game that doesn't, so that's a big shame. But anyway, military police vehicle, right? It's a P4 PC with a blue light on it. So yeah, why not? Yeah, it's literally... That is pretty funny. Anyway, yeah, so 50 cal. These used to be better than these, now they're just much worse because they cost twice as much, and you know. Anyway, so yeah, we've seen a lot of these things before. This is a new transport, right? It's the transport version of that supply truck we saw earlier. And sorry if I seem distracted, it's because I am. And like I said, they only gave me 14 hours notice to make this, and it's like, well, okay. Kind of wanted to get like a whole host of gameplay out for you guys, but oh, okay. It looks like we got some JD Vance guys down here. Anyway, so yeah, these guys, we've seen them before in 5e. DMR, smoke grenade, 4 strength, 35 points. Nice transport in the VAB, it's nice and fast, but no smoke. Or this new transport, which is 20, but less speedy and no armor. Grenadier Voltigeurs you've seen before, so DMR, you know, LRAC. I don't want to spend too much time on that because you've seen it before. Grenadier Voltigeurs, Appalachian, I mean, these are your bread and butter in, you know, in Berlin Command and 5e. So Appalachian, very nice rocket launcher for France. And here we go, first new infantry, second new infantry unit because of these guys, right? So yeah, we got Command Legionnaires, you know, French Foreign Legion Commander. So 35 points for 4 guys with smoke. So they're kind of like this guy, but worse because they don't get the DMR, but they do get Resolute. And they come at higher veterancy, and they get the VAB Legion, which is the same as the regular VAB, except for the same price, it gets the Resolute trait, which means it is better, because you get Resolute for free, which is usually how it works. Then we've got French Foreign Legion. Some of them look very suave. This guy in particular, look at those like white-rimmed aviators. And there he's got the tattoo from the Reich, because you know where most of French Foreign Legion came from, right after World War II. Anyway, 65 points for 10 men with a DMR and an LRAC. So, yeah, I feel like... Why'd they call it that? Anyway, I feel like we've seen Legionnaires. Oh, that was Legionnaires Paras in 11E, right? This is just Legionnaires. So 65 points for Resolute and a DMR, so that's like 3 machine guns. You know, with the one machine, it's 2 machine guns plus 6 plus 8. It's 14 shooty power with the LRAC, which is a very nice rocket launcher. So it can one-shot like 2 armor things like the SPW-70 because it's got less than 10 HP. If it's 10 HP like the BMD2, it wouldn't one-shot it because you need 16 pen for that. But it's got very nice accuracy and super high suppression, so you shoot somebody with it and they just rout, and then you get the second shot off. So you have decent squad, and then the same but Appalachian, but they drop the DMR. So, you know, presumably the Legionnaires are going to be the bread and butter of your infantry in this this kind of matchup. With the VAB Legion, which is the same price but has Resolute, which makes it just better than the regular VAB. So it's like, why... So 5 points more for Legionnaire moment, because you'll note that these guys come at 1 vet, so this is obviously worth it, because you get 2 more availability, and Resolute, and a better transport, because the transport's got Resolute, all that for 5 points more. So it's obviously worth it. And then here it's kind of the same story. 2 more availability, 5 points more, Resolute, better transport, so there's no point bringing these, basically, unless you need, like, loads of Appalachian, because, you know, you've only got 1 card here. Escorte PC, so, you know, standard. They're like Zikarungs that we saw before, you know, 8 guys VAB. Yeah, they come in a VAB this time as opposed to a whatchamacallit. So in 5e, you bring them for the IFV, the AMX-10P, right? Group Anti-Char, still rocking it, with the double Appalachian, 7 strength. Can be quite a nice squad. But generally not really needed, because 1 Appalachian tends to be enough. Anyway, then we've got some more Legion commanders from Dota 2. So 8 strength, no smoke, no AT. It's kind of annoying, actually. These CV infantry options aren't great. And then Legion sappers, so 45 points for 8 guys with satchels and Resolute is really not bad. Because Resolute, basically what that does is it makes you take less suppression. So if you need to run up to somebody and satchel them, then that is very useful. Then we've got flamethrowers, which generally aren't seen as very useful because they have a reload time of 8 seconds and quite a low accuracy. And, you know, I think the aim time got reduced because it used to be 4 and now it's 2. So we'll see if flamethrowers become better, right? And they've got Resolute, so they shouldn't lose their suppression too fast, but I'd much rather just get the sappers and just run at them. Milan 2, which you've seen before, and then, wow, VAB Milan Legion, okay. So it's like the regular VAB Milan, except it's got Resolute for free. So this is a very nice card, and it gets a rank of veterancy, right? So you are paying 5 points more, but you get Resolute on the guys, which means they'll take less suppression, which you don't really care about. One vet, which means they'll take less suppression, which you don't really care about, simply because it's a 2-strength team. So if you're taking loads of suppression, you should be running away, because you're going to die. It doesn't matter if you can tough it out. But yeah, the VAB Milan Legion has also got Resolute, right? So that's a nice card. And then we've got Crap, which is very exciting. Anyway, so this is Special Forces, 4 availability, comes in a VLRA. It's a shame they don't get a nice spicy transport. I suppose it's because of the 10 strength. And they've got, yeah, DMR, so it's like, you know, it's kind of the same shooty power as these guys, but you're paying... They are airborne forward deployed, but this is 9700. The airborne forward deployment's important, especially if you're opener. It basically means that you have to bring these, but otherwise, you are paying 25 points for, you know, 1 more availability at 2 vet and special forces, which is useful, but not that useful. So, yeah, it's quite an expensive squad, sadly. Depending on who you're rooting for, I suppose. But you kind of have to bring them because you need airborne forward deployment, right? I mean, we'll keep looking, but it strikes me that you kind of need that. Arty, so, you know, regular 120mm mortar, we've seen this a million times. You bring it in the VAB because it's armoured and super fast, so it protects it. And then we've got the Legion variant, which for 5 points more gets Resolute. You're noticing a pattern. And it comes in a Resolute transport, so that's obviously better than this. Then we've got, you know, the self-propelled one, which is in 5e. So this is an 81mm mortar, but it's self-propelled, so I prefer it. But then for 5 points more, you get the Legion one, which gets 1 rank of veterancy and Resolute for 5 points more. So that is obviously better. Then we've got this thing, which is in 152 easy. It is a 155mm towed howitzer, so it's, you know, it's decent. But I'm interested in this, which has Dien Bien Phu written on it. Why would they celebrate that? Or are they saying it's revenge? It's revenge from when we tried to oppress you and you said no. Anyway, from what I understand, this is a self-propelled version of the Caesar howitzer. So that's why it costs more, because it's got more range, and you'll notice that the rate of fire is like 5 instead of 3. So it is better. And you get 2 cards of it, so you can even up-vet it. 6 ROF. The more range means at the same range it has better dispersion, right? So it's very useful in that regard. But yeah, we'll look at the whole thing and then I'll build the deck, right? And if you want to see the gameplay, check the description and there should be gameplay. But like I said, they only gave me 14 hours notice. Definitely not mad about that. I mean, come on. What can I do in 14 hours? Video will take 5 hours to render if it's 5 hours long. So in reality, it's 7 hours notice. And I'm supposed to be sleeping as well. Hey. Anyway, P4 Milan, you've seen it before in 5e. And then you get the P4 Milan Legion, which gets 1 rank of veterancy and Resolute for 5 more points. Right, are you noticing a pattern here? So yeah, the rank of veterancy is important. Usually Resolute's kind of seen as free, but I think it's because of the veterancy as well that they're getting. So I do think it's worth it. 5 points for 5% accuracy. I'd take that basically every day. The Resolute thing, once again, doesn't really matter, but sometimes something does miss you and you don't want to lose your cohesion. It's just usually something shoots at you with this, you're dead, so it doesn't really matter. Then we got the VAB Mephisto, which you've seen before in 5e. It's got a hot 2, but like no armor and no smoke, so I really don't like it. I prefer the tracked one, which isn't even here. Or you can pay 5 points more to get Resolute and 1 vet with the Legion VAB Mephisto. Anyway, then we have our AMX-10 RC tank. Now, so looking at this, yeah, I'm very happy to see this. So the tank variants, and this has the old recon image, so that's kind of confusing. But anyway, the tank variants don't have the dumbass stealth. Because if they did, they'd be super expensive and not very available. So I'm glad they've got bad stealth. And if you think about it, that's the same as all the other recon tanks in the game versus the regular tanks, right? No, hang on, that's not true at all. The recon tanks have bad stealth, apart from the AMX-10 RCs, which have mediocre stealth. So the French actually have it much better off than everybody else, so, you know. Anyway, you get armies and armies of these wheeling around the map towards you, but thankfully they don't have mediocre stealth. So you can actually see them, which is nice, before they kill you. But yeah, this is a pretty crazy div. Very, very high mobility here. This is the made-up time travel round. In fact, I think it's just a made-up round entirely. I don't think they ever made it. Anyway, 19 pen with max range. This Dazzler gives you 10% ECM. I mean, if the you won't really notice it because if the ATGM's coming towards you with this, you got to smoke. So it doesn't really matter. But you know, if sometimes you won't be paying attention and your tank will survive, whereas it otherwise wouldn't have. So I suppose it does. But yeah, this is pretty crazy. You get quite a lot of these. They've got a really nice gun, and they're fast and they're resolute, but they don't have much armor. So you just kind of wheel in, shoot, 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 smoke, leave, right? And if you've got like three, you wheel in, shoot, one gets shot, smoke back, you know, next one gets shot, smoke back, and all this time you're outputting some serious firepower with 70% accuracy, 19 pen, 10 ROF. That's really not bad. So, and look how cheap the tank slots are, because it is, I believe, supposed to be a tank division. For some reason, it's also Legionnaire division. Recon, you get the Racist. This is, you know, exceptional optics, you've seen it before. Chocolate Eclairs, you've seen these all over the place. They're in 3 divisions apparently. But hey, this is new. It's a P4 with a machine gun on it. Okay. Legion Eclairs, so this is like the Chocolate Eclairs, except they get a rank of veteran. Although this time they actually do lose 1 availability. But yeah, they get Resolute. But they do lose 1 availability there, which is different to all the other ones. Then you get Sparkies, which are an Ottoman unit in Age of Empires. But apparently they're 8 men with recon. So that's actually a pretty cool fighting squad, actually, with 8 men. Well, how on earth does that thing land? Anyway, the Vab Sparhies with good optics and mediocre stealth. I don't know, could be useful as like a fighting infantry, you know. Yeah, I suppose you probably would bring it. And then Dynops, which I've not seen before. So these guys have smoke, satchels, MP5s. So they're very good against infantry, but they've only got 4 strength. But they are airborne forward deployed, and this is 100 kilometers an hour. And this is very important, actually, because these guys are airborne forward deployed, but they come at 90. So it's similar to the way 6th US works with the Navy SEALs and the Pathfinders, where these guys would actually get here slower, but they have the heavy firepower. So it can actually be worth bringing these simply to get there first and just pop the smoke and, you know, like use this in combination with this at the start of the game. It could be quite useful. Then we've got VBL Rico. You've seen this before. It's in 11E, it's in 5E. It's got a 50 cal and a car. It's pretty nice. Very good optics. Then VBL Milan, very good optics. Milan 2, Anfi thing. Then this, which is... It's got exceptional optics because it's got some kind of radar on it. So it's not like a jammer or anything. But yeah, I guess as it flies, this thing kind of drops out the bottom and spins around. And, you know, gives the pilots ball cancer. Anyway, we just saw this drone, I think, with the Germans. The CL-89. So the Brits use this as well, but where's mine? Anyway, Britain, of course... I think, you know, the only NATO nation now without a drone. Although they've added 2 more nations, right? Canada and Spain, which we'll get to in this video. But yeah, there you go, a drone. And then the AMX-10RC, which you've always known and loved from 5E and TKS. And then the Legion one, which is new. But for 5 points more, it gets 1 rank of veterancy and Resolute. But it doesn't have the super ammo that the Blindee has. So it is different to the Blindee. But, I mean, this is obviously better because it gets the rank of veterancy and Resolute for 5 points. So, you know, more accuracy, right? Why not? AA. So we've seen this before, right? It's exactly like that single gun one on Germany. It's just not good. You can pay 5 points more to get a Legion one. Repeating myself quite a bit here. Tarask. Right? You've seen this before in 5e. It's only got 1 gun on it. So it's not as good as it used to be, basically. Or you can pay 5 points more. Oh, but you do actually lose a veterans. You do actually lose 2 availability there, so that's a shame. It's probably still worth it, because you get one more than if you were to upvet this. And then it gets Resolute, which is, I mean, it just helps you get Suppression. Gazelle Celtics are only 3 per card, unlike like the packed ones, which are 4 for like the Polish ones. So I'm not sure how useful they're going to be. Some people swear by these AA healers. I always think they're a bit of a letdown, just like a waste of a card. Like, if you buy all 3, you can kill a plane, and it's, like, great from that point of view. But the plane's 2 per card, whereas these all die, and then you've lost a whole card. Having said that, the AA tab here is really cheap. Then you get Minstrels for 65 points in the VAB T20, just like in 5e, so this is the best manpad in the game. Or you can pay 5 points more, but you do lose an availability to get Resolute Minstrels. Although they don't come in a Legion VAB T2013, it's just a VAB Legion, so you do lose the combo there, but, you know, they've got more accuracy. Pamellas, so this is in... That's weird. There is definitely a Pamela in another French division. It's basically just a minstrel on a truck, but it must be a different truck. And then you get the Crotal, which is in 157. So this thing's pretty good. I do recall somebody telling me, you know, if we don't get 157, if we don't get 152 easy, then we'll probably never see the Crotal. And that person was obviously an incorrector, because here is the Crotal. But hey, they said what they needed to say to win the vote, right? So you do actually get long-range AA, sort of. I mean, it could be better, but, you know, it could be worse as well. Helis, so you get the Gazelle Cannons, so these you've all seen before, right? Gazelle Cannon, Gazelle Hot 1, Gazelle Hot 2. So AT-Jam Lobbers and Anti-Infantry, and these slots are nice and cheap. And then Air, so the Jaguar Rocket 2. Whoa! TB100, 100mm rocket. That's wild. They get 16 of them. That is crazy, because basically the smaller rockets aren't very useful. The bigger rockets are way more useful, because the way the reloading system works in this game is one rocket has, you know, whatever that is, 4 seconds reload time. And bombs are the same. So it doesn't matter how big the rocket is or how big the bomb is. So you always want the biggest one, because the reload time stays the same. And it deals more damage and has a much nicer splash. So this is a really nice, I mean, it looks very nice to me, right? A very high HE, 3 per card. Yeah, I'll bring that. Well, said I'd build it at the end, but we're here now. Napalm, as useless as it's always been, from my assumption. Jaguar Seed, 3 per card. Use it against helicopters. The Seed missile isn't very good, but use it against helicopters, 50% ECM. Jaguar LGBT, so there you go. France gets another LGBT. This is the BGL 400, which looks like a very big... It looks like exactly like a paveway, so I'm not sure if it is a paveway or if they made their own. No, it looks a bit different, actually, never mind. It's got a very big boom, and it drops... Oh, it drops both at once. So unlike the one in first Luftlande, which we did an eon ago, this one drops both at once. So this would probably take out a 3 armor tank, whereas the other one, you probably have to do it in 2 passes. Jaguar Cluster, you've seen this before on 11 easy. It's good at... I can't remember if it... I think it dive bombs, so it's actually pretty good against tanks. Basically one-shot whatever. And this is pretty decent against tanks as well, because this also dive bombs, Jaguar HE. And then you've seen this before, but I think they renamed it the Mirage 2000C, because yeah, it's in 11 easy. So, yeah, it's alright, I guess. It's just like the range on the Super F30D didn't go up when the Skyflash Super Temp and the AIM 7 Sparrow went up. The Skyflash Super Temp is an AIM 7 Sparrow. So, yeah. So now we'll build the deck, right? So this is what? 6E Easy Division Blindee. And, yeah, so we'll get the fighters. We'll probably need 2 cards of fighters with the Crotals. And I really would like to kind of stack this air tab, but once again, the slots aren't cheap. But yeah, I do think it would be worth like doing that, basically. And then I kind of want the HE as well, but we'll sort of have to cut. Oh, we got the rocket plane. Got the rocket plane. Anyway, now we'll start at the beginning. So yeah, get that CV This strikes me as because like we got tanks, but they don't have much HP, and we don't have colossal amount of artillery, so we might be able to make do with 2 cards of supply. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 CVs. And then, okay, so we'll get a 3rd card in. I might have to take it out. Infantry, so we need the forward deploy guys, I guess. And then I want some sappers in the Vab Legion. And then I want some Appelas in the Vab Legion. And then I want some Legionnaires in the Vab Legion. Because, I did the comparison here. This is just obviously worth it. Because you've got to upvet these anyway. So you just get 2 more availability and Resolute and a better transfox. It's got Resolute for 5 points. Which is obviously worth it. So, wow, you can actually get quite a lot of these. And then for this, I feel like it's worth paying 5 points more for the accuracy. Without losing availability. And then, yeah, so don't really want to, like, so this is a nice unit to just kind of pad stuff out. Or we could bring... Is it worth paying those 5 points? I honestly don't think it is. Just thinking about, like, spam infantry. I guess this is my spam infantry. I do kind of like having Vabs. But yeah, 35 points, and then we can sell the truck. Just spam infantry, right? Just tank hits, basically. That's all it's for. And I don't know if we can afford to fill this. Arty, so I kind of want these and that. Tanks, so yeah, we want as many of these as we can bring. These, I mean. Although, wow. Is it worth bringing them at 2 there? It's just because they don't have the armor. It doesn't really matter if they get high suppression resistance, because you're getting hit once, you gotta leave, because you don't have any armor. These only have mediocre stealth, so I don't really like them, but Hot 2 is better than Milan 2, because it's got more range and way more accuracy. So maybe I should bring one, and bring one of these as well. And, yeah, maybe... yeah, something like that. And Recon, I'm conscious of these points. Run out of points, probably I'm going to have to get rid of that. So, Recon, the Dynops, I don't really... I mean, airborne forward deployment with the smoke is really useful, so I think I have to bring it. And then, like, fighting Recon, is it even worth it? Kind of want the drone. This only being 3 availability is kind of rough. Kind of want the drone. And then, yeah, we want this for the opener, but there's no point having, like, both of them, because how many of these do you really buy at the start? Sorry I itch my nose so much. 2 points there, 2 points there. Okay, I would like this, it is very useful, because it's also got the optics. It's just I'm conscious of the fact that I don't have many points, so kind of want some fighting recon. That's this one, isn't it? 43 AA, so Crotau we need. There's no Zvillinger, so they're all bad. That's a shame. But yeah, we'll bring the Legion Minstrel and possibly the... because yeah, these aren't that good against infantry because it's only 1 barrel. It's not actually that good. P4 Legion Minstrel. Oh, Vab Legion's nice, but you gotta pay more, and it's actually slower off-road, so... And then we'll get a regular Minstrels, I guess. Yeah, why not? And then... Oh wow, I've actually got quite a lot of points. I suppose I could fill all this. But I just kind of want a Gazelle 2, Gazelle Cannon at 2, that is very important. Now we've got 2 AP, and we can spend that on more recon. So I could bring the Vab Milan, which I think is very useful, because you can like sneak it around the side, use it, well, it's only got 4 thing, but it's like got super fast speed, so and it's, you know, it's got optics, so it's kind of good at sneaking around. Oh yeah, I need, so this is wheeled, but I need something with my AMX 10s. I mean, I guess it's the Crotale, it's just I only have 1 card of them, so I kind of think that I need, it's just, it's only 40 points. I don't need Resolute. 5% accuracy is actually like plus 50% accuracy, so maybe it's useful. But yeah, maybe this is good for the opener. Maybe this is good for the opener. I don't know. We'll bring some Tarrasque Legions just in. Yeah. Because I've got way too many minstrels. I don't really like. There we go. That's probably better. Yeah. So that's it. Let's go into the next division. Otherwise, we'll be here all day. It's already been like an hour or something. If you do appreciate this video, please subscribe. Right. I do appreciate it. Right. So this is the first Canadian division. The one Canadian division. So here we go. We've got a new transport. It is a truck. Very cool. I believe the Americans have a truck that looks just like this one, but it maybe is a Canadian truck. Kind of looks very similar to the M35 that the Americans get. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Really does kind of look like that. Anyway, 750 supply, 30 points, very nice. And then we've got the Mancat, which is a heavy supply, so, 2,000. Then we've got the Queen Mary CV. So that's just the same CV everybody else uses. Like the Germans have this, the Americans have this. But the Canadians called it something dumb, so now we've got this, which is in 35th US, but this is the Canadian version, so it's it's in my opinion not as good as this one, right? Kind of occupies a middle ground, I suppose, between these supplies. You've got a Chinook supply with Canada written on it, in case you didn't know. So yeah, Hilo supply, a nice supply in this division, right? Lots of supply options. And then an Iltis CV, so this is like very common, but this is the Canadian version. Look, you can see every speck of dirt. Then we got a fob. Infantry, so this is 4 sterlings for 20 points. That is, he's about as happy as I am. But this is a military police vehicle, which is very important. And I'm looking at some very interesting infantry options there, but we'll get to it. So, probably are going to need this. Got lots and lots of infantry here. 50 cals, but no... Wow, these guys are the only div in the game to not have an MMG team. They've only got a HMG team. So yeah, they are the cooks. Anyway, Mott Rifles leader. So 6 guys with a Carl Gustav, which they call a SRAW. The C8 is an SMG, and the C7 is... Okay, so this is like the Colt Commando. And then this is the M16, right? Or is it like... I think it might actually be based off a different platform, the C7. But, it's just very similar to the M16, right? I think it is just an M16. I'm sure somebody in the comments will let me know. Anyway, this is actually a very nice CV because it's got 6 strength with smoke and infantry AT. AT. And they've got this grizzly thing, which is... Yeah, that's interesting. So it's a pretty cool vehicle, actually. So it's got... it's 30 points, right? It's reasonably... 30 points for smoke and 85 kilometers an hour speed. It's pretty crazy, actually. And a 50 cal and an MMG. And it's got smoke. It's actually really nice. And then Mott Rifles, so this is a SAW, but they call it the C9. And this is an M16, but they call it the C7. And it comes in the Grizzly. So 30 points for... and a M72 Law, but they call it the SRAW L. Whereas this is the SRAW M. Oh, those Canadians. Anyway, 6 strength. It's not great. But 30 points. It's very cheap. Mott Rifles Carl Gustav. So they're the same, but they've got a Carl Gustav and no MG. So that's why they cost the same, but they do have less availability. But I'm just very like the absolute like rush potential with these Grizzlies. Just get them all over the map. 85 kilometers an hour speed, all through the forest, all around the sides. 50 cal means that you can actually, you can shoot. You can actually do some damage, right? You could shoot vehicles of a similar class. And yeah, so I'm pretty. This is the division I'm most excited for. I think I'm going to play these guys a lot. We've got Mott Rifles Erics. So this is... Whoa! So if you're worried about your lack of AT, for 10 points more, but you only get one card, you can get 26 pen, which is more than a Toe 2, and it's tandem. So that's gonna... Wow, so a Toe 2 will one-shot 11 armor, which is like a T55. It will one-shot a T55. No, hang on. What's an M60's armor? Right, the M60, this would die to an Eric's. This would die to an Eric's. From what I remember, because so 6 armor dies to 20 AP, 7 21, 8 22, 9 23, 10 24, 11 25. Yeah, so a Toe 2, this would survive. But this would not. But the Eric's would one-shot the M60. So that's interesting. There's actually quite a few things that have 12 armor. I mean, this is also an M60, I suppose. But yeah, all the M60s would get one-shot by the Eric's. And I'm trying to think who else has 12 armor. 12, like so some of the T55 like upgrades maybe. No, it's 14, 11, 11, 11, 14, 14, 14, 14. 12 isn't as common as I thought it was. I think it... Oh yeah, so the Chieftain Mark 9s, it's not very common, but yeah, and the Chieftain Mark 6s, they would get one shot by this. There's actually quite a few things that have 12 armor. I'm blanking on all of them. 16, okay, maybe not. Base M1 Abrams, what's that? 16. And some of the Leopards are all less anyway, so that wouldn't matter. Yeah, okay. So it's just the M60s and the Chieftains that this will one-shot. So all good. But I mean, it's still like super powerful. So I guess it's classed as an ATGM like a dragon. So we got 1,000 meters range. But if it's like a dragon, then it'll fire in the forest. So it's just see it as like a super rocket launcher. 26 pen. If it misses, you'll be molding. But if it hits, it's just going to destroy anything. Well, you know, you're going to send them packing. They're not going to stick around after that hits them. Sadly, it's only one card. Then you've got Tank Hunters, which are 6 men with 2 Sterlings, which makes them bad. But 2 Carl Gustavs, so that's cool. Pioneer Leaders, so this is 5 guys, 40 points, no smoke, no AT. Regular Pioneers, this is 9 guys with 2 Saws, which is cool. We'll get to the transport. Because the Saws can fire on the move. So basically, Satchel squads with 7.62 aren't actually that great, because in moving, like the MMG can't shoot at all, and the battle rifle has a very low accuracy. The assault rifles at 5.56, they have higher accuracy, and the LSWs can actually fire in the same building, and they can fire on the move. So this is a nice squad, basically, for 50 points. And we've got the M113A1, which is the American one, right? Oh, well, the American one's M113A3, but it's functionally the same as for this game, right? The armor's the same, and then this has 2 armor because it's got a... And it's the same price, so you might as well bring this. But it loses the amphibious, right? It's got 2 armor because this is armor, I guess. Something hits that, right? Makes sense, right? So yeah, 2 armor. Personally, Pioneers, I'd be bringing in probably the trucks, but this can work. 2 armor for 20 points is quite nice. That's one of the reasons Div Mob's so strong, because of those 2 armor vehicles the Provincio come in. Pioneer Flam. So, you know, we spoke about flamethrowers before. They're not that great, but the aim time got reduced from 4 seconds to 2 seconds, but the reload time's still 8 seconds. So, still think they're not that amazing, and they don't get the dozers for some reason. Then we've got a 3 per card leader with reservist, right? What? Isn't this a Browning from World War II? Isn't this like a Browning 30 cal? I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, that's very funny. So you got a Browning, and you've also got a Carl Gustav. It's 3 available. That's a really nice CV actually, because it's 8 strength with AT. Right, it's reservist. Who cares? You don't want him fighting anyway. The point is, if a vehicle drives up to you, you can do something about it, and you can get it in the reservist one, which is the same price as the non-reservist one. But obviously, you'd want it in the truck, and then you get reserve. So, oh blimey, that's a rough squad. It's just bad terriers. Well, they've got 2 MGs. They're kind of like bad... I suppose because the Provincia price has gone up by 5, if I recall correctly. But yeah, they've got 2 of the best MG in the game. Because 7.62 magazine fed, even though it can't fire in the same building, it can still shoot on the move, unlike 7.62 belt fed. And just for some reason, 7.62 magazine fed is the best LMG in the game. But 5.56 assault rifles beat 7.62 assault rifles. So actually, it's actually not a bad squad, frankly, for 40 points. 12 availability, it's actually pretty good. But yeah, the SMG is just a waste of space. It just makes it like they're 9 guys instead of 10 when it comes to shooty. But they've got the MG, which, you know, is like a second rifle, right? It's 2 rifles per MG, so 7 plus 4, 11 shooty power, you know, with a 10 strength squad. And, you know, not great AT. But yeah, it's cheap, sort of padding, I suppose. I get the impression you don't need padding, but, you know, maybe you do. Whoa. So this is Mech Rifles leader, 11 guys with an SMG, but this is actually better than the Sterling. Like a lot better. But yeah, they've got smoke and AT and 11 strength, so that's a nice CV. They've got Mech Rifles. Oh man, I was assuming we'd get that cool Canadian IFV, but I guess not. Mech Rifles just come in M113s. It's a shame. But they've got 8 strength and 2 MGs, 50 points with a Carl Gustav. It's actually not so bad as a squad. Or you can get the C6, which, wow, okay, so for 5 points more, and same availability curve, you can get 3 machine guns. So that is good, right? Because then you can do more shooty. It's like having an extra rifle because, you know, because you've lost a rifle to get the machine gun. And then you get mech, cheese pizza escort. No jokes in the chat, please. And these are 60 men for 11 guys, but 2 MGs. Sorry, 2 SMGs. But it's 11 guys. This is 8. So actually, the shooty power is higher because it's got more rifles. It's got fewer MGs. So this is 8 plus 2, 10 shooty power. You know, 5 plus 6 is 11 shooty power. This has more strength, which does matter, and I suppose you could actually use them in close quarters. It's just they've got the C6, whereas if they had the C9, this would fire in the same building, even though the tag isn't there. The C6 doesn't, because it's a belt-fed 7.62. Or it's just 7.62 in general, just doesn't. So, it's a bit of a weird synergy there, as in, it doesn't. Then we've got Itos at 4 per cards, even though the Conkers comes at 6. But there you go. And you've got the TOW 2. Apparently they brought the TOW 2 as well, the Canadians. So yeah, you got nice MGs. I'm very happy about like rushing people in Grizzlies basically, but like where's the damage? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, Arty. So 6 availability, 81mm mortar. This is just the British one, reskinned to Canadians. They've got that cool mustache. And then this, which we've definitely seen before somewhere in this game. I think the Dutch might have it. Anyways, towed 155mm with not great range and not great ROF. Or you can, but it's only 90 points. Whereas you can pay like more than twice as much to get the same ROF. Why is this so cheap? So I actually prefer this. But yeah, I think team gamers are just gonna... Oh my gosh, right, anyway. I actually prefer... This is so cheap. Why is it so cheap? Like, you can just bring loads of those, and then if they die, you don't care. Like, you don't even have to resupply them. Like, if they die at that price, you don't care. So cheap. But the range isn't great, so the dispersion isn't very good. But hey, it's so cheap. You don't really have, you know, many other options. Anyway, we said we'd look first and then build. Tanks. This is a tank. 40-point recoilless rifle. So it's like the ACAV on America, except it's not recon. 40 points for 8 availability, unlike those Germans who are 12 at 1 vet. It is a preview version, but that is pretty crazy. It doesn't make much sense. Anyway, oh, this has smoke. That's useful. So it's got smoke at least. Ito, but it's only got mediocre stealth. But then you get the the Hawk Tour, which is a TOW 2, salvo length of 2, because it's got 2 barrels, right? Although this reloads in 2 seconds, apparently. Oh no, I'm looking at the 50 cal. It reloads in 8 seconds, this reloads in 12, but it'll fire 2 and then reload. And it's got smoke, it's got mediocre stealth, so yeah, we'll see what else is there. Cougar, so this has got like the Scorpion gun on it, from what I understand. So that's your damage. I don't understand what the recent tendency is to get rid of the motion accuracy. Basically, when they first made this game, they gave everything without stabilizers 5% motion accuracy because it makes the game work way better, because otherwise they don't even aim before they shoot. From what I understand from like looking at Div Mob and stuff, this actually can still fire on the move, it just has 0% motion accuracy instead of 5. So I don't understand why they've just changed their dynamic 3 years into making the game. I assume they just forgot. Anyway, 50 point bad stealth, doesn't even have mediocre stealth. Well, I mean, it's literally a lav. It's got the lav chassis. I mean, it looks like a lav anyway. Why is it not mediocre stealth? It's kind of dumb. Anyway, a gun that doesn't do anything. Oh, it's kind of overpriced in my opinion. It's a shame. Anyway, ITO Jeep. So this is nice. 55 points for an ITO Jeep. Yeah, well, that's pretty good. Leopard C1. So this is the Canadian Leopard CV. And it's got another fan blower to blow the... That's why it goes max range. Because this is a fan, and it goes... And then it pushes the bullets further. And then the Leopard C1, which is... very similar to the Belgian one, except it's got... So it's got the 9 armor... It actually just looks like the Leopard 1A5. It is the Leopard 1A5, except it has 10% less accuracy. And it's only 5 points cheaper for 10% difference in accuracy. And 20% difference in motion accuracy. Alright. Could be better. Could be better. I think it should be 5 points cheaper, basically. For what it's worth. Because, yeah, losing 10% accuracy for 5 points. But yeah, this is your best tank, apparently. So, you get quite a lot of them, at least. This thing, overpriced. Getting less and less enthusiastic about this div as I see more and more of it. Sniper, so it's actually got a sniper and a DMR. 3 availability. Then we've got, and yeah, the standard sniper squad. Let's write home about. Recce, so this is 3 guys for 25 points with AT. So that's actually pretty good. Sadly, it's only 6 availability, but the idea is that you can very cheaply buy these and then just have lots of recon. Obviously, they die easy, but the thing is, like, you know, they've carried the same AT payload as, you know, as this. You know, 4 laws. It's very normal. Basically, everybody who carries these laws carries 4, and this is 25 points for that. So you could buy it and just send it around the side. If it dies, no biggie, it's 25 points. And if it doesn't, you know, it's got optics. Like, this is a nice infiltration unit. Or you can pay more to get exceptional optics. But no... Oh, actually, you do get the AT. Wow. I mean, it is more, right. It's actually got better anti-infantry because it doesn't have to carry around this SMG, but there it go. There you go. So yeah, you'll probably bring this as well because you want exceptional optics. And then Mech Recce. So this, wow, okay, so this is actually people who fight. So that is a Huey, or is it a Lynx? I think it's a Lynx. Looks like a Lynx. Yeah, it is, it's a Lynx. So you can bring them in a Lynx. So recon deployment in a Lynx. Do you have any airborne forward deployment? No. So you can get recon deployment in a Lynx, so you can bring them on the ground. You'll probably have to bring this anyway so that your deployment isn't complete trash. I guess your only airborne deployment is the snipers. And then, yeah, Carl Gustavs, 2 2 machine. So this is like fighting guys for the start of the game, but they're recon deployed, not airborne deployed, right? So it's probably a must bring. Anyway, very good optics for 35 points, or 10 points more for very good optics, but it's got a gun. Minigun with 2,000 rounds. It's not so bad. I've seen miniguns with like 200 rounds, so that's nice actually. Lynx thing, so this, like the Belgians have this. No, the Dutch have this thing, right? But this one doesn't have an autocannon. Very good optics for 35 points, it's not so bad. And then a Cougar Recce, which has the Scorpion gun. Mediocre stealth this time, which is nice. And it's 5 points more than a regular one, and it's just way better, so... Right, this is kind of overpriced, man. I don't understand why it's 50 points. Anyway, you get the CL-89. You know Britain used this as well? What can I say? Or it used like the earlier version. Anyway, a drone. So, yeah, this div actually seems pretty weak. I'm not gonna lie, it does seem kind of weak, actually. No auto cannons. Your tanks, you only get 3 cards anyway, so like all these slots, so you can't even fill them. Like lots of ATGMs, lots of being annoying with wheelie, like lots of infantry spam basically, but no. You know, how do you actually kill infantry? You don't have grenade launchers, you don't have auto cannons, you don't have like cheap fire support. Like this doesn't count. Like, this is your fire support for dealing with infantry. I don't know, man. You can't uptrade to, like, M1 Abrams or something, like 8th US can. Your infantry is very speedy, though. And you get the Erics, which is nice. But in general, this seems kind of weak. Anyway, blowpipes. Wow, the Cook V blowpipe. Why is it 25? Who's buying that? I suppose, yeah, is there a javelin? Oh my god. So they won't put the javelin on the car. They'll put the blowpipe on the car. So when you do your funny wheelie rush thing, your AA is blowpipe on a car. 30% accuracy, it's not going to hit anything. Interesting. And the javelins, I guess you would bring anyway, but like, look, so this could have had something on it. Otherwise, it's literally just, why is it even there? It's just the same, but slower, apparently. Why would anybody bring that? And then you get a tracked... Okay, so this is the Javelin LML, so it's got 3 javelins strapped together. And it's not very expensive, but it's, you know, it's a vehicle, but then again, the other one doesn't go into buildings anymore. You know, because it's on a tripod. The Minstrel can't be fired without a tripod, by the way. It's too heavy. And they get to be super stingers, but... That's French, and we're not, so... Anyway, this is probably the crown and glory of the deck. You do get 6 of them. 200 points. But... wow. 2,800 meters range against ground targets. So this is NATO's second 2,800 meter range ground targeter. It does have smoke. It's 200 points, but... It can also shoot helicopters, and it can also shoot aircraft. So it's like the closest thing to an auto magic that we have in this game. So that's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, you obviously want to bring all of that. Sadly, it's 200 points. It's kind of expensive. But I guess that kind of makes sense, because, frankly, you know, it's got 4 kilometers anti-aircraft range, and it's got 3.175 anti-helo range. So that is very, very good. Thing is, it's radar. Which means Siege kills your 200 point ADATs. Sort of like a hard counter, right? But yeah, that's obviously, that makes the deck worth existing, I guess. And then we have the Skyguard here, which is like, it's basically the British one, right? So it's in Embad. It's got radar as well, so you can use this to bait out. Sadly, you only have 1 card. You can use this to bait out shots. So the thing, so like, this is 100. So like, when you do your funny meme grizzly rush, you need AA. But the Javelin doesn't come with a Cook V Javelin. I don't know why. I mean, isn't it the same model? Couldn't they have just done that? I mean, couldn't you have asked them, Hippie? You're in strike team. Okay, good point. But yeah, so you got to unload these guys, but you can bring this, but this is 90, so it would be lagging behind a bit. This is obviously tracked. It's a shame there's no like where's the the Grizzly LML? Grizzly LML? Grizzly Erics? I don't know. Whatever. ADATS is cool, I suppose. Helis, so this is fat apparently. What's going on there? They cover up the front. So these are rockets with 12 pen. Wow. It's only 3 per card, you only get 1. That's a big shame. Sorry, 1 card. Yeah, I mean that's a cool meme, I suppose. Yeah, 12 pen rockets, 8 HP on this. This like that is a Lynx, right? Should now have 6. Anyway, well, and then like so some of these guys that are coming in helos. What's the crack there? No, this isn't a Lynx. It's something else. Because the Lynx would have 6 HP. This must be something else. But like burn that image into your head real quick. And then just go on Second UK. And, no, it's different. It's different. It's different helo. My bad. Anyway. So maybe it should have 8 HP. But yeah, that's interesting, because now this is a airdrop with 8 HP, and it's pretty fast. It's actually kind of hard to kill. It's got the same HP... Well, it's got less armor, right? Anyway, yeah, that's cool. Probably a must bring. And then Toe Cobras for Itos, and they're green now, and this comes in a lot of divisions. This is actually American, apparently. So I'm not sure what's doing here. Did they seriously never strap an ATGM to this? Just make it up, man. Nothing about this game's real, right? If the Cold War happened, you wouldn't be in charge. So, like, everything that follows on from that is obviously make-believe, because this didn't happen. And they definitely wouldn't put you in charge. But it's like, oh, you can't have that helicopter. What's more realistic? You being in charge of NATO or the Warsaw Pact, or that helicopter having that ATGM, right? It's not complicated, right? I mean, you got to be pretty flexible if you've got your head that far up your own. Anyway, so this is the Silver Star, apparently. And, it's got Canada written on it, and it's got some nice big rockets on it. The HVAR, 127mm rocket, 5 availability. That's not so bad. Oh yeah, the seed here as well. Okay, so it's got a decent air tab. Then CF116. So this is like, is this like the Dutch one? I think it is. It's like the Dutch one, the NF5, right? I think it is. Kind of looks like it. Kind of looks a lot like it. Yeah, because look at those nose things. So this is a trainer jet, and every time I say that, people get mad, even though, yes, it is literally a trainer jet. They just changed it up a bit and called it not a trainer jet. So yeah, it looks the same, right? So yeah, it's a trainer jet. No, it's not a trainer jet. They changed the name. That means it's not a... Anyway, you know, very nice bombers simply because it reloads so quickly. Same as the Dutch one. Same with this on the cluster, like it wouldn't one-shot a heavy tank, it's mainly because it reloads really quickly. Then we've got the Electric Voodoo Child, which doesn't have a weapon on it. What? Where's the missile? What's that? Why is it asymmetrical? Damn, I thought it would have an actual seed missile, but it does not. It is just an EW plane. So it provides ECM, but it doesn't actually shoot the enemy. Okay, that's a shame. In Red Dragon, it has one anti-radar missile on it, from what I remember. And I would say, Lord knows I'm a voodoo child whenever I would use it, and then it would die because it's not very good. But in this, it's got 50% ECM, so maybe it's better. 10 HP, right? So yeah, not okay. Then we've got the F-18. So the Canadians get the F-18 before the Americans do, which is pretty funny. And this has more of these fat rockets. So this is your anti-tank plane, I guess. You use fat rockets on people. Unfortunately, reloads very slowly. Because, yeah, it's this times 4, isn't it? So, But yeah, then you've got a nice bomber. That's actually kind of expensive, but it's 40% ECM and it's super fast, so maybe that makes sense. Yeah, actually, that's like better than a tornado for the same price. So it's like the same price as the tornado bomber, but it's got 10% more ECM. I mean, it depends on its flight profile and so on. Same Sidewinder missiles. I think it's faster as well. Anyway, cluster. But you see, even though the bombs are smaller, right, the total payload here is about 2,000 kilos, give or take. It's like 1,750 or something. This is 1,500 less. It's like 1,300. But it reloads in 3 minutes because it's just on the number of bombs. It doesn't matter how big they are. But yeah, I guess the idea is you use Lord knows I'm a voodoo child to reveal the AA, and then you drop this on it, or you drop this on it, or you drop this on it, or you drop this on it. Or you can shoot the rockets at them, I suppose, but that's harder if they're in a forest. And then we have a FA-18 with the AIM-7M Sparrows. So this is like an extremely good fighter. Like, what the heck? It's got 4, max range AA. Well, okay, excluding MiG-31s, right? And it's got 40% ECM, and it's nice and fast. We don't know how well it turns, but that's nice, actually. So, yeah, I mean, interesting div. It's obviously got the flavor. I think competitively it's not going to be that strong. But, I mean, the air tab is pretty lit, actually. So, like, I guess you just air spam people. I'm running out of space. I want 2 ASFs, but the thing is, all of these have, all of these kind of double up as pseudo ASFs. It's just, well, I don't need 2 ASFs if I've got the ADATs, so which one of these do I want? I kind of want the one that reloads faster, frankly. And then, yeah, you can really stack out this air tab, so I guess that's the point. I mean, Fortitude Fence is Canadian, so I guess... so, gave it an air spam div. Anyway, so 3 cards of supply doesn't make much sense because we don't have, if we're relying mainly on our air, don't really need it. So there you go. So CVs, so 5. Although actually, I kind of want some infantry CVs. So we'll cycle back. Military police vehicle is I mean, these are all at 1 vet, so does it really matter? Probably not. Could do it anyway, but like, do they need the suppression resistance when they don't have that much HP? Probably not. And then 2, so like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's all good. So we probably don't need these. They are nice with the military police vehicle, but whatever. Infantry tow 2 can be useful. This is like, 3 per card, so that's great, and it's 1 point slot, so maybe we could get rid of this, because that's a 2-pointer, and then bring this in the car, but it is a little bit slower, right? But, I mean, it's literally 3 per card, so... And then we want, we want some pioneers. Just bring it in the car. And then I want we need the Mott Rifles Erics. And then we should probably bring a... Like, so because this is so fast, like, this is just an ambush unit. As in, you just drive, you don't use this on the front line, you just drive it around the sides, unload the Carl Gustav and shoot people. So we obviously want that, because that's hilarious. And then if you actually want to fight people, I think you need to go mech rifles. So these are kind of like... They're kind of like the American mech rifles, except... They're worse. One sec. First Canadian 1v1. No, I think this is this reminds me a lot of 8th US, actually. I think it's probably the most similar div. So, like, mech rifles law are 90. Sorry, a 50 for 9 guys. But the MG... What? They should be the same price, really. Right? They should be the same price. Oh, they are. So... You get 1 more guy on the American one, but the rocket launcher's better on the other guys. And then you also get these guys who have 3 MGs. So yeah, I think it makes sense for them to be the same price. So where's my first Canadian? So yeah, we want mainly just like mech rifle spam, but we got no dragons, but I guess we got the Erics. But yeah, it's a case of like, are these even... I mean, it's 11 guys, so I guess it's good as, like, a town fighting squad, so I guess it makes sense to bring those. And then it kind of makes sense to bring these, because they have 3 machine guns. And then, 1 of these. Get some reservists. It's probably all we're doing. So, pretty like gnarly infantry tower, but like this is not for fighting people. It's just for sneaking around the sides of being a balance. So like you don't even need the 1 rank of vet if you're gonna do that actually, because well no because it's not a fast firing rocket launcher. They are gonna shoot back. So yeah, you do need that 1 rank of vet. And then yeah, so let's put it like that. So I at least know on the vehicles, right? And yeah, it's just a case of just sell the trucks, sell the trucks, sell the trucks, sell the trucks. Not got fast off-road speed, sadly, but, you know. Yeah. Arty, I do kind of want this, but this is just so cheap. It's ridiculous. Like, you can get 2 of them out for 110. I mean, and then we'll get this for the smoke mortaring, and I should bring it in this, because then you can load it back in, and then it doesn't die. But it is slower, but not that much slower. Tanks, quote unquote. So we want all the leopard ones we can get. And then, like this, I mean, it is fast, but the recon one is probably much better because it's got the optics actually. And then, like, this is only 8 per card, but the other one's 12. Sorry, I keep itching my nose. I have a very itchy nose. And then, yeah, this is an ITO. This is a TOW 2, but it's only got 1 armor. So I got 1 armor. So I got mediocre optics. We've got an infantry TOW 2 here, but like what happens if... Oh, we got the ADATs, so I don't think we need that much of that. Leave all this open. Have we filled the air tab? We have, okay. Can always cycle back. The mini TAT, we might as well bring it. This can go with the tanks, very good optics for the tanks, 35 points. Drone, yes, it's useful. And then mech recce is like a must bring, but we can't have them at 1 vet apparently because of this. Like, that helo drop thing is actually not a bad idea for the opener. But they're not airborne forward deployed. So I think bringing them on the ground is the safer option. And then, like, so we spoke about this being an ambush squad, but for 5 points more, you can do the same with a... Yeah, and have more, you know, so we don't really need that. So we'll get this for the, just the GSR. And if we need to, we can get rid of the recon helo, because, like, what's the point in this? Sneak it around the side and miss. Why? Yeah, because we're already doing that with this. So, yeah, what do we need that for? AA, so we want both cards of ADATs and the Skyguard. And, like, as much as I want to bring this, like, it is pretty funny if you can just always have... But it's not going to hit anything. It's, like, more of a nuisance. Like, they don't even do that much suppression. 30% accuracy. So yeah, you want the javelins, really. Like, this can be useful, I suppose, but I'd rather just have, like, a regular javelin. Sadly, no javelin Cook V. It's a shame. And then helis, yeah, we want this. Oh, and now we can't afford the tow cobras. But this is anti-everything, apparently. We only get 3, but... Yeah, I mean, it's a deck, right? Whether or not it works out. It's basically just air spam. Just air spam, air spam, air spam. And these are all the wrong way around, right? But, yeah, just air spam everybody and hope it works, and you got the seeds, right? Or the EW, it's not even seed. So that's first Canadian. If you want to see some gameplay, check the description, and hopefully there'll be some gameplay there. Right, so we have access to 8 divisions, and this is the 4th division. Like I said, I wasn't given much notice to record these, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it. I'm just doing everything back to back, but there was a small cut just for me to, you know, drink some of this and just check my messages and stuff. So without further ado, this is Division Acordazada Brunete. I'm going to call it Brunete from now on, or Spanish. It's the Spanish division. And here you got this lovely Spanish livery on this, I don't know how to say that word, livery? Livery? Anyway, it's the same CV you saw the Canadians have. This is very, very popular CV, 2 per card. Loads of people have this. This is the Spanish one. Now you got the Pegasus. So the Spanish, they make their own trucks. They call them Pegasus. Pegaso. I assume that's Pegasus. And yeah, it's 1,000 supply for 40 points, right? So it's kind of like Bedford level. Bedford MD level. And then for 60 points, you got 2,000 supply. So it's like, this seems kind of common in this SOUTHAG, you know, sort of medium supply, heavy supply. Well, I suppose this is like super heavy supply, and then this is like a heavy supply. And you've seen this before on the like 35th US, and I think the Canadian division had this as well. This is the Spanish version. And then you've got this, which is... Is that a VAB? I think it's a VAB. I think it's a VAB. It kind of looks like a VAB. But it's a bit different looking, right? I mean, what does that remind me of? There's definitely something in the game with the smokes down the side. It's not a fox, is it? It might just be a fox. Yeah, it is. It's a fox. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, the smokes down the side are the same, but it's got a different... VAB? It's not a VAB. It's not a topaz, is it? No, what's the OT something? It's a vehicle, bro. It's not... And it's that. This. No, it's not that. We'll get to the check, guys. Check the description if you want to skip to the check, guys. Anyway, yeah, it's something. It kind of looks new. I mean, this is obviously from the Fox, but this is different. I would have thought it would have 2 armor or something, but whatever. Apparently, all this additional armyage doesn't give it much armor. It's a BMR. And this is, you know, Punto di, you know, whatever, La Creatura Fob. Infantry tab, so there you go. You get a Santana Jeep. 100 kilometers an hour, 90? Wow, that's fast. That is fast. And there you go, an MMG. Like, Canada's literally the only div in the game, to my knowledge. I mean, we haven't seen them all yet. That doesn't have an MMG, so it's kind of crazy. It's really weird as well, because like a lot of these teams are just kind of made up, so the fact that they don't have one is weird. Anyway, this is an MG42. I think it's just a stat clone of all the other 7.62 teams, but it is cool that it is an MG42. Anyway, they get a grenade launcher called the Lag 40, which is presumably like the American one when it comes to stats. In fact, we could just compare it. Lag 40... And I assume the stats will be the same. Like, a lot of these things are stat clones. I know it sort of takes the magic out of it, but it is a 40mm grenade launcher, so, like, what are you going to do? It looks different. Right, slightly closer to the ground. Anyway, they get a 40mm grenade launcher, so that's nice and useful. And they get the gay boy. So this is... It's an anti-air gun. It's just in the infantry tab. So it's actually got less range than the grenade launcher because it's got the anti-air gun kind of thing going on. 10% accuracy. But it's in the infantry tab. But the infantry tab's kind of packed, so I guess you're not going to be bringing this. Then you've got the Polizia Militar. So this is 4-man military police squad. Very groovy. They look really cool, actually. Sorry, I'm always about the stats. I'm always about the stats. I don't take the time to appreciate the graphics. I just figure you can do that in your own time while I'm talking about the stats. But yes, it's very pretty. I'm sure you needed somebody to tell you that. You're worth it. Anyway, this is the Santana Prime Minister, and it's got Polizia Militar presumably, and it's got military police vehicle. Wow, it's crazy. Everybody's getting these military police vehicles except Britain. Then we've got some Zapadores. Zapadors. Wow, these guys look really cool. Wow, they look really cool. Yeah, they got the beard and the aviators and everything. So this is Mando, which is presumably command, right? Mando. That's from the Mandalorian. That his friend, the black guy. Whenever he sees him, he's like, Mando, Mando, how are you? He's not really his friend, but anyway, yeah, they have 6 strength, right? But no smoke or anything. Interesting SMG. It must be some domestic Spanish thing. Kind of looks like a Sterling. Then we've got satchels with SMGs, which is actually pretty wow. That's really not bad, because the SMGs, like it's not an MP5, right? It's a very poor quality SMG. The MP5s have like 90% accuracy, whereas these are 45, so they're literally half as good. But 9 SMGs plus satchel equals you win. If you get in range to use it, that's crazy. It's actually a really nice squad. Then you get Zapador's M65, And they have an M65 Super Bazooka, I believe that is. I think that's the Super Bazooka. 15 pen, 9 SMGs. So that's like forest infiltration squad, I guess. Well, actually, no, it's more town fight. It's more town fight because you get these guys in the town with the satchels, and you back them up with these guys in the town with the you know, the rocket launcher. 15 pen, you know, could be better, but in terms of the transports, we've got an M113A1 basically. It's like the Canadian one or whatever, and then you've got the Dozer one, which has 2 armor because of the Dozer blade providing additional armyage, and they cost the same. So it's kind of cool to you know, get 2 armor. Obviously, with town fighting guys, you probably don't need this, but in general, this is kind of a nice vehicle. These guys. Okay, skipped one. So this is the Fusileros Mando. So these guys have the Set Me C. So this is like it's like the G3 was based on this or something. Somebody was trying to explain it to me and I immediately forgot. It's a 7.62 battle rifle. And 2, yeah, so they don't have AT, but they do have smoke. So these guys just don't have much of anything. So this is probably the superior, it's definitely the superior CV option, but it does cost a bit more. Then you got Fusileros, which have 2, whoa. So for 40 points, they get 2 machine guns with 9 strength, but no, but they basically have to be stood still for these to work, and, you know, more or less stood still for these to work. But if you want to move, you got the SMGs. The main thing is that this is 25 points for grenade launcher 1. Like, it's not as good as a BWP-1, right? But nothing is. I mean, that's crazy for 25 points. Because it's like the Cook V's, except it's got 1 armor as opposed to being a car. But it is slower. It's really nice. 40mm grenade launcher on that. Yeah, sign me up. Anyway, then we've got Fusileros M65. So they trade an MG. Oh, wow, they've got 1 more strength. Wow, this just keeps going up. So they've got 1 more strength. They're 10 strength with, I mean, this is just a nice shooty squad. The only issue is you got to pay 15 points more. Whereas if you hold your micro, you can sort of use these for. This is still going to be a popular squad, I think. Sadly, it doesn't come with the grenade launcher vehicle. But, you know, this is just standard line infantry, 10 guys with a thing. But then I saw this, which for the same price is 11 guys with a nice rocket launcher, 18 pen, although it's got less range. Not sure what that is, actually. Must be some Spanish thing. Kind of looks like an N-Law, but, I mean, obviously they haven't been invented yet. Yeah, pretty cool. 65% accuracy, 18 pen, so a one-shot of BMP2. The only problem is it's only got 500 meters range, which is really not great. The advantage is it's 11 guys. So, I mean, if you end up in the town against the Spanish people, you're going to have a really rough time, because they've got all these SMGs running around, and then they, like, on the corners of the town, like, they've got really nice line infantry, you know, grenade launcher vehicles. Like, this is pretty cool, actually. I just wish the Canadians were better, but whatever, we gotta forget. Gotta forget. Anyway, Milan 1 with, you know, 17 pen is red now. Anyway, you can get it in this, or you can pay 30 points for this one. No smoke, right? I think the smoke would go here, maybe, but anyway, 30 points for Milan 1 can be quite useful. If you think about the FV432 Milan, the advantage of this one is that it's got 50 cal. The advantage of the FV432 Milan is that it has smoke. Or the Milan 2, sort of same story. So you can like spam out Milans, I guess. Arty. So this is 120mm mortar with a funny kind of setup. It's got a tripod on it. Interesting. Doesn't seem to make it shoot any further, but anyway, yeah, 120, and you know, Pegaso truck. I don't think I spoke about that as a supply option. This is an 81mm mortar, so self-propelled. And then for the same price, you can get a wheeled one, which is self-propelled 81mm mortar. So with a 50 cal, I mean, it's got less armor, but like, look how fast it is. So that's the one I'll be bringing. And then you've got the Toa, which is so it's 120mm instead of 81. So it shoots further, but if you just want to smoke, I think this is better because it's literally 15 points better. So you might as well. M108s, so they're like the M109s, but they've only got 105, so they're terrible. I think the Belgians have some of these in Div Mob, something like that. M109 A1B. I'm not sure what differentiates that from the M109 A2. Just seems like a standard M109. And then you got the big boy, the M110. Wow. I think team gamers are going to love this div. Because you get, nice logi. You can just go and fight in the town, right? We've not even got to the tanks. You can just go and fight in the town, right? Whatever. And you've got nice RT, and check this out. 140mm MLRS. Wow. So that's like a grad, basically. It's basically a grad. Teruel. And if you compare this to the grad... See, for 20 points more, it's got the same resupply. It reloads slightly slower. Because it has a slightly lower... What? It does reload slower. But it deals more damage and it has more range and it has the same supply cost. So I think, finally, packed bashers in 10v10 are going to find out how it feels to just get hit by MLRS all day. As for how useful that is in a 1v1, probably not too useful, because it's only one per card. But these are one per card and people bring them, right? It's just that, the use case of this is, because of the supply costs, right? It's just cheaper to supply and whatever, but in 1v1 these tend to be more popular. Tank tab, so this is... See, like, this does have the smoke on it. It's an ITO 50 cal thing, you've seen plenty of these. Or you can get the wheeled one, it also has medium... Whoa, it's TOW 2. But it's only got one armor, but it does have smoke. You probably have to bring it, actually. Really nice slots here. And then you get the Mando. So this is an AMX-30B from France, except no autocannon. And it's the same with these. So they're cheaper than the autocannon ones. Sadly, only 10 points cheaper. Which I think is fair enough, really. I mean, maybe 15 points cheaper would be better, but I don't know. Actually, are they? What? AMX-30B. AMX-30B. What? Okay, that's ridiculous. I mean, the autocannon is incredible, and, you're like, these are just the same. So, for 5 points more, you get an autocannon. Well, the autocannon is really good. So, surely it should be a 10 point. Surely this should be 75. But then, what are the tanks that... Compare it to, like, its T-55A? That's 90 now. But it is better. Yeah, I think the MX-30E should be 5 points cheaper, in my humble opinion. But I gotta play loads of games before I can start throwing these accusations around, right? Then you've got the AMX-30 EM2 Mando. So this is the AMX-30 B2s, except these don't have the autocannon. But they got 3 machine guns. AMX-30 EM2. They're the same price. What? I need to run the numbers, but I'd much rather have the autocannon than 2 machine guns. Should at least be a 5-point difference. Oh no, I see. The Spanish one's got way better accuracy on the gun. Okay, well that makes sense then. I think they're priced just fine. Spanish one shoots better on the gun. Oh, we need to check these two again. No, gun's the same. Yeah, very interesting. So the gun's better, but there's no autocannon. But you have 2 MGs. So yeah, I can understand them being the same price, actually. Oh, the Spanish one also has 1 more side armor, which matters because a Dragon 2 would one-shot the MX-30B2 on the side. 18 pen, which is quite a common number. 18 pen heat, not kinetic, would one-shot the MX-30B2 side armor, whereas the MX-30 EM2 would survive. Okay, I think they're fairly priced. And then we've got the Sablier, which is presumably like the Brenners. No. The Sablier is just a regular one, but with 1 more armor and ERA. For 10 points more. Everything else is the same. Okay. So you get a bunch of medium tanks. Medium tanks are super meta right now. Nobody cares about heavy tanks anymore, and you get really nice slots. Although you don't get many cards, so you're gonna run out of tanks pretty quickly. Actually, and then you got to bring these. Which are, see what? Why are the slots like this? What do you even put here? I guess I could fill it, but like, interesting. Anyway. I think you could have used some more cards of AMX-30 EM2s, I think. Anyway. We got Franco friends. Got some Franco friends here. And basically, you know, sniper rifles are standardized. So this is just a regular DMR. And this is just a regular sniper rifle, even though it's an M43, which kind of looks like a World War II relic, like a Kar 98 scoped or something. I'm not entirely sure. It might be something else, but kind of looks like a Kar 98 to me. Like a lot. Anyway, sniper team, right? And you can bring it in the Who, as in who would bring this. But yeah, that just looks like a Gazelle kind of thing. Then you got Reconocimiento, which is 4 guys and no AT. Okay, you get lots of recon out, I guess, that way. Then Santana Rasura. Oh, it's got exceptional optics and good stealth. It's not so bad. It's only 4 availability, though. Land Rover Santana. Recon healer with very good optics. I don't know, it kind of looks like a Gazelle, but I'm getting the impression that like it's kind of too fat, isn't it, to be a Gazelle? Or is it just the paint job? Hey, HU-15, it's like... Oh no, an Alouette is what I'm thinking of, not a Gazelle. So that's the Alouette. And then the Who-15. No, it's a different helo, man. What is this, like a Beaupar, maybe? Or maybe they just make their own helos, right? But I'd be surprised, frankly. No, it's a Beaupar. Right. Got there in the end. It's just a bow, sorry. The Beaupar is the anti-tank one. So, yeah, we got the Who. And then... Exploradores. Whoa, 9 guys? This is like fighting recon, basically. Sadly, only bad transport options. So you can bring it in a tracked one, or you can bring it in a helo. Great. How about neither? Then the Ginettes. So they get the nice rocket launcher. They get a wheeled I mean, this is my new favorite div. This one I'm actually going to bring. Right, 18 pen. These guys, it's like a decent fighting squad. It's just the transport options aren't great. Then this kind of looks like a Lav. Oh, he's got a Bushmaster on it. But doesn't the Lav have, like, the wheels are spaced differently? Either way, it's got a Bushmaster on it, so that's pretty cool. You get 2 Whoa! And then that's got the French gun on it. These might be the French chassis. Whoa! 8 Lavs! Like, let me show you something. So this is 70 points, right? Beck. This is also 70. But the thing is, like they're just stack clips, yeah, so even though the wheels are different. I suppose the Lav's got 2 MGs, but who cares? Oh, and the Lav has better... Oh no, because it's been upvetted. Maybe. What? Oh yes, because it's been upvetted, it's got higher accuracy. Yeah, okay, because the Lev... Oh, I see, and that's what explains the availability difference. Because I was going to say, the Lav has less availability, but the Lav's upvetted, so, you know, it's that curve, right? I'm trying to find 82nd Airborne in this huge list of divisions we have now. Thank you, Eugen. So this is... Yeah, 3 per card, but it's at 1 vet. Whereas... That's the wrong division, Hippie. This is 4 per card at no vet, but then it goes 4, 2, 1. So yeah. It's still very, very good. It's 2 cards. And it's nice recon slots here. And then you get the AMX-30 EM1 exploration tank, apparently. So it's got, like, worse gun than the... It's like, where's the EM1s generally? So it's got the same pen, but it's got so much less range. So yeah, you get recon tanks. You only get 2 at one there. I don't really think that's worth it. Like, why not hold the ground with lavs, whatever this kind of boxy lav is, and then just wait for these guys to show up. The other thing is that, you don't get that many tanks, so maybe you need this just to pad out your tanks. It's kind of weird that you get all these slots, but you mainly bring in ATG, like the things that you wouldn't usually bring. Anyway, AA. So the gay body makes a return, and this is just the infantry one. Oh, the infantry one. Can it go in a building? Why is the price so different? For some reason, the rate of fire is way higher on the one on the right as well. What? Why is it twice the price? You wouldn't bring this anyway. If it can go in a building, that's absolutely hilarious. But I mean, maybe it can, and maybe that's the whole point. That it can go in a building. That's why it costs more. It's like 4 strength. It goes in a building. Pretty greasy, but it's only 1 barrel, right? So I'm not sure what the damage is going to be like. Salvo length of 6 though is pretty nice. Then we've got the Zwillinger, so this is probably going to be way better against infantry. Because, like, look, it's got twice the accuracy. Fires more in the salvo. Same HE. So, obviously it costs more, because it's better. C40, so this is the Bofors. This has been in a few divisions, like the Dutch division. This thing's really bad, don't bring it. And then the Erlikon. So this is the Skyguard again. Skyguard makes another appearance. So this has radar. It's alright, it's just you gotta tow it around, and who can be bothered with that. Then we got a gay boy on a truck. Motorized gay boy. And then we've got this thing, the Aspid. So that looks pretty cool. 7 HE, apparently, on those massive missiles there. 5 availability, 3... Oh, the range is really bad, man. The range is like... This is like a rapier. It's like a rapier FSB-1. Ugh. That's not ideal. Anyway, Roan 2. So your AA is kind of lacking, frankly. You get the funny names, but, I mean, this is bad. And this is a Roan 2, which is not as good as a Roan 3. So you're going to struggle against planes, I think. We have not seen the air tab yet, though. Helis, so this is... Oh! So, what do you know? You can fit a 20mm on a bow. But if World War III happened, the Germans, the West Germans, they wouldn't do that. They would just sit there and die. So, anyway, that's cool, right? It's like a Gazelle cannon, basically. 2 vet, and then hot 1s, but no hot 2s. I guess you can technically fill this, but yeah, kind of expensive slots. Air tab, rocket phantom with small rockets on it, so it's not that great. It's kind of expensive as well, but it's got 4 sidewinders on it. In fact, yeah, it's basically an ASF. Because this has got the nice range, but it's got 4 HE. Then this is another Phantom, and this is the AIM 7F, which doesn't have the range upgrade. So this is like the British one. In fact, I think it's just the exact same as the British one, except it's got the AIM 9P instead of the AIM 9L, which is actually probably better because it can fire from further away, but takes 3 hits of this to kill, but 6 plus 4 is 10, right? So napalm, if you're a moron. I really wish they'd make napalm planes actually good. Then yeah, HE bomber with kind of a small payload. Bomb looks big, but it's 227 and it's a 3-minute reload, so it's probably not that good. Hornet with Mavericks, there we go, finally found it. Hornet with Mavericks, so you get 2 cards. F-18 Hornet with Mavericks, very, very cool. And C-15, which still has the... So it's got 40% ECM, but the missiles are the old Sparrow missiles, as opposed to the upgraded Sparrow missiles, which we got recently for like the high-end Brit and American aircraft. So, I mean, it's probably still decent because it's got 40% ECM. I mean, you don't really have a choice, right? So let's build the deck now that we've seen it. So I'm not sure what Spain is, like Spa or something. Tank. I mean, there's only one Spanish div. So we'll get. I mean, we've got a nice air tab here, and we'll get the AT, and we'll get the rocket one for the start of the game, I guess. But it's like, what's the point in this? No gun. The HE. I mean, it's not that great. I mean. If I want to kill infantry, I suppose, like, is this, like, this would just stun him. It wouldn't even kill him. But it's 3 per card. But then this is only 20 points more. So maybe it's only. I feel like you definitely need a bomber. So like one of these, but which one? Or you could just go hard on the Mavericks. But I mean, I've already got 2 Mavericks, and it's 40% ECM, so they shouldn't die. I mean, obviously. I kind of like the 3 per card on the rocket plane, but this does more damage, but it reloads for 3 minutes, and this wouldn't shoot all. It would reload for almost 3 minutes as well. I'll just get that one. So Logi, yeah, probably have to. Oh yeah, we'll put the CVs in here. We'll put the CVs in there. So I will get that, and then yeah, we'll probably go because we got some nice arty here. We'll go 3 cards of supply. And yeah, that's probably that. And then we want the lags. I want a lag pit. Whoa! 40 points grenade. I didn't even notice this before. Wheeled, super fast, smoke, grenade launch. I mean, 40 points is heavy, but yeah, okay. And then there's probably no point bringing the military police things. Don't need CVs. We'll get the Zappadors. And then do I want those? I do want the Fusileros in the grenade launcher thing. And definitely want these guys. 11 men with AT. Oh, it's 2 cards of it. Because it's like, oh, but you lose the MG. Bro, an MG is 2 rifles. Think. MG is 2 rifles. 9 plus 2 is 11. 11 is 11. Got a better rocket launcher. So it's obviously better. And then we'll get because yeah, we would run out of infantry with this setup, I think. Oh, we can actually bring 2 cards of grenade. That's absolutely hilarious. It's probably a good tournament deck because you just go fight in the town, and then just you only have 1 card of satchels, but like who cares? Yeah, probably bring these guys anyway because we kind of have to. We just don't have enough infantry. And yeah, well, an infantry Milan 2 would be useful. It's just the tank tab's going to have so many ATGMs in it because of all the slots, so we'll cycle back if we need to. I already put these in, and then I'll get this for smoking. This is more of a team game thing, I think. And then, yeah, so we want these for wheeled tow 2s, sneak around, be annoying. It's a shame there's no BMR with some sort of AA on it. Right? This is your best thing for wheeled AA. So you sneak around the side and then you just die because you don't have any AA, so that's not great. Wait a minute. Just realised something. There's no band pads. There's no band pads. How am I supposed to kill helicopters? Oh dear. Anyway. So yeah, we'll get the tanks. And you kind of have to bring them at 1 vet, but then you just run out and... so we've got 6 CVs now. What's the difference? What am I paying for here? A better gun. These at the end. This is probably not a bad anti-infantry tank. This is basically a Humvee tow 2. Except Humvee tow 2s have good stealth. So it's worse. It's got smoke though. It's got armor, but a max range. Well, the idea is a tow 2 outranges, so you should be alright. I mean, we'll see. Recon, so this is like nice tab basically. So yeah, we want 8 lavs, or 8 pseudo lavs. The Jeanette seem very cool. The Exploradores also seem very cool. We want this so we can see things. Exceptional optics, but we've got the lavs. Oh, that's only good optics. Maybe I do need this then. Put it with my tanks, then I can actually see. Although that... We've got the recon helo. I like seeing, it's just, you know... So I want to get this. And then I do need another infantry, so maybe this one. Because, like, yeah, obviously this is a nice squad, but I need some, like, super cheap recon so I can just throw it around everywhere. AA, so we need this, we need this. And then it's a case of, like, how do I deal with helicopters? We obviously want these for the anti-infantry capability. Dealing with helicopters is going to be really tough without manpads. Like, I'm just going to have to drop one of, like, so this is a vehicle, but then this has bad stealth as well. These are slow. This has bad stealth, and it's not that great. I mean, it is cheap, but maybe you kind of need it just so you can, you know, like, put two of them with this or whatever. Like, buy them in twos, and then maybe it can do some against helos. It's just the range isn't great. This is obviously the premier thing, but it's towed. It's not on a chassis. If there was a Gepard, I'd be much happier, but... I don't know about this, because you got to unload it in front of them, and they're going to notice, so... like, this is reasonably fast off-road, but... I think probably buying these in twos is probably the right play. Helis, so we'll get the Gazelle cannons, pseudo Gazelle cannons at 2 there, and the hot ones. And then there you go, we already filled our air tab. And that's the Spanish div. Now we'll start on the pack divisions. I was going to have it as a separate video, but you know, what's the point? Right, so here we are with the first of the 4 pack divisions in this SOUTHAG preview. What I will say is if you like the video, please like the video. This obviously, I would make a lot more money if I just spread this out into 10 separate videos. So, you gotta like the video or I'll make your viewing experience worse in, you know, whatever, SOUTHAG 2. So we're just starting from the top, right? So there's the 31st Soviet Tank Division. And then there's, because there are 10 divisions in SOUTHAG, but my early access preview only has 8. And then there's, you know, the 3 Czech divisions, and there's, that is 4, right? So that's all of them. Obviously, timestamps, I assume most of you are going to be more interested in the Czech one, so let's just smash this one out first. 31 YA Soviet Tank Division. So this is probably going to be quite fast, because we've seen most of these, I think we've seen every single one of these units before. Cheap armoured supply. Cheap 40-point CV, Ural supply, very, very normal supply, sort of, you know, medium helo supply, heavy truck supply. We've seen all of these. Oh, this is new. 2 per card heli CV. Wow, don't bring that. 3 per card BMP1. This is obviously a very common CV. You know all about it, and this is a fob. The Sklad. Infantry, where are my new units, bro? Oh, interesting, so we have some Czech crossovers here. Everybody else we've seen. So, 7.62mm team, blimey, this is going to be fast. Grenade launcher team, and you get 2 per card, but your imp slots kind of limited. I probably should have covered that first, actually, the slot distributions. Yeah, lots of tanks. It's tank diff. Military police guys with a military police vehicle. You know, Motostrelecke Commander in the BMP 1P Unspeakable one. You've seen these before. They've got smoke and RPG, which is nice, but they're only 4 strength, which is not nice. Right, okay, so you do get BMP2s. BMP2s have gone up in price by 5 points. So these guys, they're in 79Y and so on, and the idea is their RPG is worse than the regular Motostrelecke, and so you can get the BMP2s out for cheaper. Right, so you can still buy 2 a minute, which was what you could do before, and you get 2 cards of BMP2s, and then you get 2 cards of BMP1s. So your infantry is kind of limited. Reminds me a lot of 25th Soviet, and frankly the logo is the same, except with the 31, so it's pretty funny. Anyway. Yeah, BMP1s with the Unspeakable one. You've seen that before a million times. Saperi Commander you've seen before a million times. Regular Sappers you've seen before a million times in the BTR 60PB. The Saperi RPO, this is all very normal. This really strikes me as kind of a filler div so far, although the tank tab seems to have some... Okay, so it's a Soviet T-72 division. So that is new. We've not had a Soviet T-72 division yet. Pulmachiki, but no BMP2 for the Pulmachiki, so you've really only got 2 cards of BMP2s, which is rough. It's like 39Y gaming. Nobody plays that div. So, apart from ISI, who wrote a review at 2,000 hours saying this game sucks, probably because he keeps playing 39Y, which is bad div. Anyway, Pulmachiki you've seen a gorillion times. Here you go. Unspeakable one, except Czech this time, and apparently 17 is red now. Yeah, I mean, these Czech guys, they look pretty cool. I've actually been to Prague. I'm not a well-travelled person, but I went to Prague for a conference, and all the Czechs were very nice people. They all had kind of big noses. I don't know, something I noticed. This guy looks very Czech, basically. I think they've captured the Czechness. Apparently the army was just full of middle-aged men. Anyway, so this thing, the Poles have this as well, right? But in Czechoslovakian, so I keep just calling it Czech. Obviously the Slovaks are there as well, and they were in fact the more important part. I say that specifically to annoy Czechs, so we should really call it Czechia. So yeah, in Czechia service, this thing is called the OT-64C, so there you go. And, you know, Velitel Strelky. Czech, such a beautiful language, look at that. It's actually pretty decent command squad, because it's 8 guys with smoke and AT. That's actually pretty good. And, like, so check out this... Wasn't even on purpose. Well, I'm just subliminally hilarious. Anyway, subconsciously hilarious. Czech transport, right? Or this other Czech transport, which is faster, so you probably bring it in that. 30 points for KPVT and whatever. I mean, I think it's good. Reminds me, the Grizzlies are faster, though. But the 50 cal's worse than the KPVT. The caliber's lower, and the Grizzlies have smoke, but they're 5 points more. So, and then Strelcy. That is a nice squad. So they've got... Is that classed as magazine fed or belt fed? It's definitely a PKM. I mean, yeah, because it's a medium machine gun, not a light support weapon. So 2 machine guns. The fact that it's not belt fed does make it kind of worse. But 2 machine guns, so it's like this, except with an extra machine gun. And two more guys. Like, it's actually not a bad squad at all. These Strelcy 50 guys in a wheeled transport. They're a pretty decent wheeled transport. You know, with an RPG that one-shots BMP2s. BMP2's becoming less and less popular, especially now that, well, I mean, obviously we haven't seen it yet, but 5 points more on this, in this preview version. And the autocannon nerfs. But generally they are a bit silly. So I support that change. And so yeah, Konkurs, this used to be green, I think. But that's a Soviet Konkurs, and so a small Czech detachment. Check yourself before you wreck yourself as we move forwards into the artillery tab. Czech 82mm mortar. Oh, it's this one! So for some reason, Pact has an 82mm mortar which goes further than any other mortar in the game. And I don't really understand why. So it goes further than a 120mm mortar by the same country. So this is actually the best mortar in the game. For smoke, if you actually want to hurt somebody, this is probably better, but for smoke it's the best because it shoots from really far away. So you can do stuff from really far away. Then, yeah, this one we spoke about. D30s are all over the place. I mean, it's a light caliber arty. It's just not very useful. And then you've got the Czech D30, which is also here. I mean, I guess. Then you've got the Gvozdika. I've seen this everywhere. I do wonder what's going to happen when they run out of space here. There's probably already a few units that do that. No, this is probably the closest one, actually. What happens when they run out of space here? What are they going to do? Just make it go off the screen? Anyway, Acacias, you've seen a gorillion times, the Acacia. This is new. It's... Whoa. It's not an RM-70. It's... What is that? Looks like a spotlight, you know. You just shine it at people and it shoots 130mm. It's got a very small range, sadly. Very small range. I'm more looking at the fact that it has 96 rockets. So I guess because of all this space, you could probably just stack them all up here. Not sure what happens if you shoot it while that's happening. Anyway. Wow, 130. What's it called? RMVZ51. 130. So the RM70, I think, is not 130. It's 122. So it's actually does more damage. And the salvo length's 32. Carries 3 reloads. It's actually not bad at all. Because, you know, it carries 3 reloads. The main issue is the dispersion is trash. But it carries 3 reloads and it fires, you know. It seems alright. Sorry, I mean, my stellar analysis here. I've been going through these all one at a time, so, you know, without a break. All at once. What? One at a time? What? Anyway. Whoa! So this one's cluster. That's probably really good. Especially in team. This is going to be a team game menace, man. Oh my god. Ah, help! Ah! And then you can just stack this. Yeah, you get so much supply, right? Whoa, 10v10 players. I do not envy you. But yeah, this one has to get really close anyway. This one has 20k range and it's cluster. And look at that. Salvo length 50. What the flip? Probably wouldn't fire the whole thing. It depends how fast it shoots. Like I said, gameplay will be linked in the description as soon as it's available. It's just they only gave us 14 hours notice, so it's not ideal. Yeah, and then you have the OT PTRK Maljutka. Okay. This is just a Malyutka P, so it's 17 pen. It's just because they changed this, so this is red now. It's kind of annoying. Anyway, you get the T55 AM1, so 11 armor, so it will survive a Milan 2, but not a TOW 2. You've seen this around before on, you know, like Pat for. Ooh, actually, have you? I think 157Y gets it, but like a reservist version. So, no, this has the gun from the 4th DDR one. So, it's this, but with less armor, basically. Yeah. It's that, but with less armor. So it is interesting. Sadly, no smoke, but mediums are very, very meta. Heavy tanks, they have their place, particularly in team games. And in 1v1, right, so this guy, I mean, he complains about it constantly, but he's rank 4. He used to be rank 1 at one point. Obviously, I'm rank 3 right now, but he literally only plays heavy tank divs, and he just sits there complaining about how weak they are with his 87% win rate, with his super weak divs. So he's played like 200 games of 3rd armored, basically, this series. And then before he was playing 119Y. So heavy tank divs, they're still perfectly viable. It's just mediums are a lot more forgiving, and they scale faster. Heavy tanks, you really gotta play slow. Every game's 40 minutes. Just don't have the patience for that. Yeah, but no smoke. And it's check. For some reason the checks are here. Anyway, we got T72s with smoke, baby. So here we go. T72 AK OBR79. They really know how to name them. So this is a T72 with smoke. And then here is some T72s with smoke. Just makes them so much easier to use. I suppose the M1 has smoke, right? Right, so right. So let's have a look at the T72 line. See how much these differ from the ones we already have. So the M1, 17 pen with smoke, but then like this is okay. The M just M, so it's just like the M, I suppose. It's identical, except it doesn't have resolute. Okay, so not as flashy as I had first assumed. The OBR 89, it's 79. It's just the same as the M. But yeah, it's good to get a Soviet T-72 div. It's a shame it wasn't matched with, like, spammy infantry. I just feel like that would synergize better. Anyway, then we have the T-72A OBR-81, which is the T-72 M1. Okay, so we've already seen all these. So that's a shame. I did think they were different. But then we have the T-72B1, which is... B stands for better. It's got 18 armor. It's actually got like the same armor as a T80 BV. So yeah, the T72 with a bit more armor and ERA. So the T72A can survive a 30 AP missile, so that's every AT plane in the game bar 2. The T72B1, I think, can survive 2 TOW2 front hits. It's got the same armor profile on the front armor as the T80BV. Yeah. Oh, it definitely can. So yeah, the T72B1 can survive 2 TOW2 front hits. As can the T80BV. Because of the ERA on the T80BV. So the T80BV without the ERA would actually die in 2 hits to TOW2. But yeah, the T72B1 would probably still survive 2 TOW2 hits. I think. Anyway, T72s, whatever, this is clearly the filler div. So, you get your T72s, you get your T72s, and then the B without the 1. Apparently, the 1 is a downgrade, because the B... Oh, okay, whoa. So that's the T72S, right? From T72B, T72S. Yeah, so this is Team Game Menace. It's interesting that... Because, like, Resolute's supposed to be free, so the B should probably be 5 points more. But, the main thing is the 2,800 meter range ATGM on a tank that is very, very hard to kill. Because you just sit there on those maps like, what is it called, like Dark River or whatever, or Rocks on 10v10. And you just sit there with your tanks all in a line, the AA behind you, and it's like, well, come at me, bro, what are you going to do? Run a HA up to me, he'll be dead by the time he gets it. He'll rout before he gets it, because they just all fire their 2,800 meter ranges. So, yeah, that is a nice tank. Mainly for team. For 1v1, it's still nice. It's just that there tends to be few... Like, I mean, this is just better, basically, because it's 30 points less. And the ATGM... Well, okay, it's not, but it's more cost-effective in 1v1. Whereas in team, you want this. And honestly, in team, with the T72S, I bring it at no vet. Because you don't care about anything other than just having a bunch of 2,800 meter range things. In 1v1, this would obviously come at 1 vet. Especially given these here. I mean, you might even want to start bringing stuff at 2 vet. Actually, yeah, it might be worth it, because like the rate of fire doesn't go up because it's got an autoloader, but the base accuracy of these tanks is low, and they have high armor, so if they can survive like a prolonged fight, and given how this is like, yeah, look at that. I mean, this one, I'd probably still bring it 1 vet, but I mean, oh, that's a heavy as the head that wears the crown, man. That's rough, dude. Anyway, like, so these at the very least you would bring at 2 vet, and then the other ones you can sort of, you know, take. Well, yeah, well, why not? Well, you just got so many slots here. Yeah, get that. You definitely need that, especially see. Well, you get Conkers. Yeah, so 2 vet T72 div. I mean, it is new, right? It is new. Yeah, it's like all of them at 2 vet. Why not? Why not? Fill it up. Probably bring these at 2 vet as well. Like, whoa. I like tanks. Nah, you'd want the CVs, really. So you'd probably... like, bring that at 1 vet, get rid of that, and then bring the CV tank. Well, we'll fill it out later. Recon. So, 4 per card. Very good optics. You've seen this before. Seen this one before as well. It's 1 per card. It's got a nice gun, but it's only 1 per card. Then you get unpronounceable Czech name. Pruskumnasi. 4 men with an RPG, so a decent, you know, cheapo recon. I mean, it's basically just a Razvedka, right? Except they're worse because they cost the same and the RPG is worse. So, hello, like. Also, like the LSWs beats MMG, and 5.56 and 5.45 in this game have the same damage profile. And on assault rifles, you want the 5.56. So yeah, this is just here because I mean the Czechs obviously won't get the Razvedka option. Razvedka Saperi, you've seen a gorillion times. Satchel's BTR-60. This Mr. B man over there, we'll get to him. Motorized Razvedka, you know, this thing has actually got smoke. So it can be useful. No Razvedka BMP2. BRD M2s. Russia Today Razvedka. This thing with the exceptional optics. B-Man. 6 per card. Fires smoke. As an electrical optical dazzler. Like, it actually shoots smoke at people from 1750 meters away. And it has air-to-ground rockets that appear anti-infantry in nature. And it has very good optics. It's like a Strela 10M chassis with, like, death strapped to it, so it can shoot smoke at people. That's really interesting, actually. This is a pretty cool unit. Shoot smoke at people. You know, it's got HE. The Dazzler thing you probably won't notice. Main issue... Oh, I keep saying it's not got, like, smoke launcher, but you can just shoot smoke in front of yourself. That's a really cool unit. And then it's got like a bunch of air-to-ground rockets on it. That's an absolute menace, man. And it's got very good optics. So like, I guess it's not AA, but you know, it's like it's not very fast, so it's not going to be very good at sneaking. But basically, you would put this with your tank. Like, it's got 6 availability. This is 4. It's got exceptional, right? But 6. Like, you put this with your tanks. And then you've got like extra smoke on all your tanks. So because the issue with the T-72s is that they don't have the max range guns. None of them do except the Wilk on Poland. And maybe there's some Czech thing which we haven't got to yet. I'm just saying that. I don't actually know. But yeah, with this, well, you shoot a bunch of smoke at the enemy, and then you can get your tanks up. Really cool unit. Really cool unit. And then this you've seen before, you know, jammer thingy. AA, so this is Strela 2Ms. Ugh. I mean, he's got very good drip. His drip is impeccable. But Strela 2Ms are Garbo. Although he does carry... I suppose they'll carry 6 rounds. ZU-23 for your anti-infantry capability. These things are still very silly. Igloos, and apparently you get 5 of cards of them for some reason. Not sure why you'd want it. And then this, which is... It's an anti-air gun with high HE, nice salvo length. So it's probably really good against infantry. It's just the range, right? And heli's an aircraft. It's got tracked speed even though it's wheeled. So that's a shame. Should really probably have a wheeled speed. Well, I don't know because that Dutch one, the YPR, that has tracked speed even though it's wheeled. Oh no, actually no, it does have wheeled speed. Sorry, I'm regarded. It has 90 kilometers an hour speed. That is the slower wheeled speed. So yeah, that's cool. It's in all the Czech divisions as well, apparently. Really good against you know, civilians in villages, from what I understand, in the Yugoslav conflicts. Then you've got the Briusa, which is better than it used to be. Strela 10M, which is ubiquitous, and the Cubs, which you get 2 cards of. So yeah, it's kind of your typical Soviet div. The Rocket 1, which is not as good as the Rocket 2, because Rocket 2 carries 64 on each. And then, hang on, so, wait, this comes in... You want rockets, just bring this at Novet. There you go, problem solved. You got 6 rocket healers, right? It's only 2, but it brings 32 more rockets. And then, yeah, you've seen these before. Kokons with 122s. Kokons with 80mm. More Kokons with fewer 80mm. So I actually prefer this one because I like the bigger rockets. I just think they're cooler. And then air. So, okay, this is... Wow, that's one hell of an air tab. This is obviously the filler division, man. It's got 1 unit. It's got 1 unit. Everything else we've seen before. Except this, I guess. We've not seen that one before. Everything else is a reskin. And, like, the Streltsy, I guess, show up in the Czech divs. So... Filler div. I guess that's just the Soviets for you. They just don't have very much, right? Oh yeah, the Prima thing. Oh yeah, of course, yeah. This is... Sorry, I actually thought this was Czech. Yeah, okay, the Prima thing, that's your second new unit. So I guess it's not really a filler div. Like, it will play differently to anything we've seen before. More or less, right? But... This is a filler div. Anyway, shotgun ASFs. The HE bomber. This thing isn't very good. The bombing pattern's kind of bad. Napalm bomber, this thing's bad. And then this, which has a very nice missiles on it. 30% ECM, and 4 Sidewinders. So this is very nice against tanks. Shotguns, and then for long range you got to rely on the Cubs, but hey, you get 2 cards of Cubs, not that I would bother bringing 2 cards of Cubs. So let's fill out the deck. So we got you know, what is that? Sov. And yeah, so we get 6 of these, and the AT plane. Don't really see a point in this. It's just not. Why is it? No, because these are against healers. Yeah, don't see the point in that. Helis, I like those. AA. Well, sorry, I should start at the beginning. So CVs are going to come in the tank tab, but we should bring like a cheaper one just so we can get stuff with the RT and what have you. 3 cards of supply. Inf, so that is Motostrelecke RPG 22. Motostrelecke RPG 22. Sappers BTR. Yeah. Like, this is not a bad squad as far as wheeled squads go. I actually feel like bringing these for some reason. Like, this is actually not bad for 40 points because this one-shots other IFVs. It's just... guess I kind of have to bring it. But yeah, we'll get some Streltsy for like wheeled infantry. So not a bad squad. And then, yeah, so we won't bring the Sapere RPOs, I think. Because I think we need maybe more IFVs. Yeah. And we got the Conkers, Sapper, you know, wheeled attackers. Arty, so like this seems really good because it's cluster. So it's probably quite good against like tanks and AA pieces and stuff, so we'll actually bring that. And we'll bring a Katsias, and we'll bring the Super Mortar, goes very far. They're all 1-point slots, so it's all good. Tanks, did I bring 3 cards of supply? I did. Tanks, so we spoke about this before, so like this, these, well, you only lose 1, so whatever. And then, yeah, just like max vet. 1 card of these, I guess, just in case. And then, what's the cheapest one? Probably get like 4 of these just for the opener. Although, don't really need them. Although this is kind of expensive. Anyway, cheapest tank. They've all got 3 top armor. This can survive the 30 AP missile. This can as well. So it's like, what's the point in getting extra armor? Although it is a CV. So you probably want both. There you go, 6 stuff. Oh yeah, we don't have the Mauk. Ooh, it's getting expensive now. So maybe, like that. Recon. We want the B-Man. This thing, I mean, it's got 8 HP. Very good optics. So it's 4 HP. You get twice as many of them, though. And it's like less than half the price. It's like, well, if this dies... Like, do you know, if this dies, I just buy another one. Or is this can survive the hit. It's got the jammer thing. I don't know, let's just bring it. In terms of helos, I kind of do like the idea of having loads of helos. It's just my recon deployment. It's kind of suffering a bit. This is not so bad because it's got the smoke and it's got mediocre optics, so it can be kind of annoying to face. But I do like the idea of having... I've only got 1 card of it. Got to choose. So that's enough of that, probably. Because this has very good optics. And then AA. So get those Igglers. This thing, I don't know, man. I mean, it's probably no point in it in this div. We're running out of points. We got 3 points left, and we can probably bring the HE, because sometimes you do just kind of need a HE bomber. Or you can bring more infantry. Or we can bring more recon. Like, you know, nice cheap recon squad. Because these are very expensive, whereas this would be very cheap. Sometimes you do need a bomber, but you know, you can always just strafe them with 10 guerrilla in it. Nah, this thing is really not very good. Sometimes you need a bomber. So that's Soviet 31st. Now we'll get on to the Czech divisions. So here we are on the first of the 3 Czech divisions in the SOUTHAG preview. This is 1st Tank Division, the 1st Czech Tank Division. So we'll just go through this in excruciating detail. So this is lots and lots of words I can't pronounce. I have been spell checked, as it were. So Zazobovaki. Let's just say everything wrong. I'm sure they won't mind. The Czechoslovakians, they won't mind. So yeah, just 750 supply for 30 points. Fairly bog. Sorry, fairly bog standard. And then you've got heavy supply, 2,000 supply for 60 points. We've been seeing a lot of this over the past few hours, however long it's been. So yeah, this I think is already in the game, just not Czech. Kind of looks like the TRM 2000, something like that. This kind of looks bespoke, right? Anyway, we've got the BVP1, so this is just a BWP1, a BMP1. In Czech service, it's a BVP1, and it's 3 per card. So that's very normal. And then you've got a BMP2 CV, BVP2 CV, so that is it's 2 per card. I don't know, it's got smoke, right? It's just... Then we got the VSOT, so this is like the Polish one, right, except Czech. And it's not got smoke. I mean, yeah, it's wheeled, so it's faster, but then like this one's cheaper, and it's actually got smoke, and it's got 4 armor, so like maybe this is actually better than this. I usually prefer the wheeled ones, but like basically, as I get better at the game, I've realized that you don't have to do everything super quickly. You have 40 minutes, so. But yeah, I'll probably be bringing this one because it's 3 per card. And then you've got a fob, which is it's called PMZ apparently in Slovakia Czechian. Then we have a very, very modest infantry tab, but I guess all the units are new, right? So we've got, standard MMG team, right? It's actually got scope on it, which is interesting. And, yeah, it's just the same as all the other MMG teams in the game. Having a scope doesn't seem to change anything. Then we have Thai. Thai are military police, and there's 5 of them instead of 4, so slightly different to everybody else's military police, which tends to be 4. And they have 2 military police vehicles. You can pay 5 points more for 2 HP. What? Okay, if you want. I mean, I think the regular one probably serves the same purpose. Then we have Bez Pekinostny Odil. And these guys are 10 guys with, so they're kind of like Zikarungs or something. 4 SMGs, which is not ideal, but 6 assault rifles. They're just a sponge squad, right? When they're stood still, they'll get good optics, 40 points. 12 availability is actually pretty good on a sponge squad, because if you look at like Zikarungs, they don't show the availabilities until you get into the... Zikarungs 10 availability, 45 points, but they've got an MG and they're 11 strength, but this is reservist for 40, but obviously it's got, 80 and so on. So, yeah, so it's actually not a bad squad when it comes to cost efficiency, with the 12 availability, and it's not reservist. And, like, this does have a gun on it, but, it's not got smoke or anything. You probably just want to bring it in the trucks and just cycle these, this is just your sponge. It's your sponge. Then you've got Velitel Motostrelecke in the Czech BMP2. BVP2. So, smoke, 7 strength, no AT, but a Strela. It's not a bad squad. And then this is 6 with AT, but no smoke. So I'd probably prefer this one, because it's got smoke. Smoke is so useful on high HP CVs. I'll probably bring it in the truck. Then you've got Motostrelecke in the BVP1. So this is like the Polish one. It's 25 points, no smoke. Very cost efficient. I do prefer the East German one, because for 5 points more you get smoke and resolute, which I think is worth a lot, actually. I've had people say, well, I don't use smoke. Well, I do, so... Then we have Motostrelecke RPG-7. So these guys have the RPG-75, which is not that great. These guys have the RPG-7 VM. You get 3 cards of them, and they come in the BMP2. So you get 3 cards of BMP2. Okay. We're off to a good start. This is like a tank hunter squad. Can also come in BMP2s. Man, the names. Panzerovnici. So that's like Panzer is tank, right? So yeah, it's just an anti-tank team, I guess. I mean, these just aren't very useful, because generally you just bring a regular squad and it does it okay. If you've got like loads of infantry slots, it could be worth it. Spoke about these guys. This is satchels with scorpions. 35 points. So it's actually not so bad, because you just run up to people and use the satchel, right? For 35 points for 8 guys. With SMGs, like if you actually get close with SMGs, they do a lot of damage. But you got to get really close, and you got to get close to use the satchel, so that's a very nice squad. Then LPO, so that's a flamethrower, which, you know, is obviously less popular these days. But, you know, as we spoke about, the aim times come down, so maybe you'll find some utility in it. Then we have the unspeakable one. No conquers, so that's not ideal. Yeah, you get 2 cards of this, maybe. Although I kind of want some wheeled infantry. Oh, yeah, I need these guys. But then I don't have... Oh. Then I don't... I mean, I guess I have wheeled infantry here, but they don't have AT. Wheeled AT infantry is kind of important. We'll see in the recon tab. Oh, I said I'd build them at the end. Sorry. Arty. So... Oh, these guys also have the super mortar. Looks like, yep, all the Czechs get the super mortar, which goes further than everybody else's mortar. Great. Technology goes super far. Goes further than Warsaw Pact's 120mm mortars, say, with an 82mm. Anyway, the Tulipan, so been looking forward to this. This is a super mortar, I guess. Although 82 is 1, but 240 is only 2.64. But hey, I mean, it's got... Well, hang on. I mean, isn't... This has more damage, even though the calibers... But that's completely backwards. The whole point is that a mortar can carry more explosive firepower in the same package as the howitzer round. So this should have a higher HE. I think that implementation is very weak. A very weak implementation. Rate of fire 3, and it's like, well, what's the point in this? I guess it's only 110 points. I guess that's the point. It's kind of cheap. Kind of cheap for self-propelled. It's just, you know, this has 3.34 and it's a low caliber. SVO, this thing's very funny. So basically it's like a mini burrito. Fires thermobaric rockets, 24 of them. Kind of small range, right? But very good against infantry. Supply cost is outlandishly large. You could probably split the volleys. You probably don't have to fire all 24 at once. Reload time 6 minutes. But hey, you get 2 in a card. And then this is so we saw this on 31st. So it's a very interesting looking MLRS with not a lot of range, but it carries like a bunch of reloads in it. 3 reloads. Well, okay, 3 volleys, 2 reloads. And then the RM70, which you've seen before. In you know, East German service, Soviet service, Polish service. At least I think you've seen a Soviet one. Then this is a Gvozdika. It's just got a dumb name. And then this is the Dana, which is what you're actually going to bring. So that's a shame. I mean, this is probably going to be useful in like 2 Lakes Duel or something in 1v1s, right? But yeah, the Danas just seem to be better than the 2. I mean, I will bring it and just try it, but I don't know, it doesn't seem that impressive to me that a 240mm mortar of 2.64 is 152 howitzer would have 3.34. It's a big shame, I think. Big missed opportunity. Fires faster as well. It is quite a surprise, right? It's worth noting that this is only 110 points, and the mortar goes super fast, so actually a very nice tab. Tank tab, so the T72ME2. So this is just a T72. Okay, so T72M. M-E-M. Where's the ME2? So it is the T72M in East German service. So, but it doesn't have smoke. It's 15 points less though. So if you're good with your micro, good with your smoke mortars, which shoot extra far, you could use these. Like it's quite cost efficient for the gun. It's just it doesn't have smoke or resolute. So yeah, interesting tank. And then we got more T72s. Like, you know, you can bring 3 at 2 vet or what have you. T-72 MKE3. So the difference here is that it has smoke. Okay, that's... Okay, and now it's just the same as the East German one, except without Resolute. So, okay. So you can get ones without smoke for 15 points less per tank, which is actually a pretty big saving. But the smoke is so useful, man. Smoke keeps you alive. It really is that simple. And look at these slots. You can get a lot of tanks. Can you even fill this? Yeah, you can easily. And then the main thing is, it's like, what is this? Oh, I see. This is that tank. It's just in the wrong place, basically. This should be next to that. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it should be. This is a preview version. There's going to be some bugs. And then, or you can get the one with smoke, which is definitely worth it on the CV. And then the T-72S, which has the 2,800 meter range ATGM. And you can bring 15 of them in a team game. That is, oh man, I do not. NATO 10v10ers are gonna have a really rough time against this div, because all you do is you don't even upvet them, because what do you need the upvet for? The whole point is that the enemy can't shoot back. You just sit there and zone them out, and hey, you get so many of them you can upvet. So that's pretty crazy, actually. Pretty crazy. Look at these tabs. You can definitely 2-vet all these. So, like, something like that, like in 1v1, you know. Yeah, easily. The main issue is there's no... So, your ATGM situation is pretty diabolical. Because your only ATGM is the unspeakable one at one card. You don't have any in here. Right? None. Literally none. So, that is pretty diabolical. Big weakness there. Recon. Interesting. So, we get these guys who we spoke about before. They're like the Razvedka guys on Russia. Then you get Zeniji Pruzumnisi, who are Satchel Recon. Okay, so it's like Razvedka Saperi, except harder to say. Then you get Motorized Pruzkumnisi, who have 7 strength. Razvedka BMP2, or, you know, Czech Razvedka BMP2. So that's really cool. And then you've got Shippers, who are 6-men, Special Forces, Recon deployed, MI2 Helo transport. Okay, I mean it's an alright squad. It's nothing to write home about. Special Forces means they can run through the jungle fast and what have you. This is the real kicker. You got Razvedka BMP2, is very useful. You can bring them at Nova if you want. It's just kind of sad that you have to choose between that and the Helos with the rockets. So this is like an MI8 in Soviet service, I guess. I don't know what the difference is between the 8 and the 17. It looks exactly like an 8. I'm sure somebody will tell me. But you gotta choose. I'd rather have the Razvedka BMP2. Then we get another Phallus drone. I don't know how to describe it, really. So this is another one of these sort of faster drones. Looks more like a missile. Presumably there's a camera in it somewhere. I don't see it, but presumably. And then this is, yeah, the exceptional optics, except this one actually does have an ATGM on it, so that's pretty cool. And then RT shippers. So 6 men with ground surveillance radar. I would have thought RT would be the signet thing. I mean, that's what it means for the Russians, but for these guys, apparently it means GSR. So they get ground surveillance radar. That's very useful. So yeah, no airborne forward deployment. Kind of limited tabs. Lots of Danners. I mean, that's team games. This is an amazing team game, dude. So, whoa, there we go. Whoa. And then you just spam T-72. So. AA. So Strela 2Ms are not very good. But you do get Iglas, which is very nice. Although I'm sort of moulding at the fact that it kind of seems that this is the only Czech div with Iglas, so I guess somebody's forced to bring this rubbish. And then you get this sort of, you know, war crime truck. And then this is a Strela 10M, it seems. Yes. And these are OSAs, so no Cubs. So it's going to be pretty rough for your T-72s, but they're nice and cheap. Really interesting div, actually. It's got its strengths, it's got its weaknesses. I think it's quite well designed, actually. Not every div needs airborne forward deployment, right? Anyway, you know, Autocannon Malyuka opener helo. The Rocket 2 with the, spoke about this 3 Rex rockets. The Rocket 3 is even better. Wow. Does it actually fire faster? No. That's, yeah, it's even better. And then the Mi-24D, which you'll know from East Germany. This one has a photo that makes it look fat. But yeah, it seems the same. AirTab. Okay, MiG-23BN rocket. This thing's really good because it's got 2 racks of rockets. And it's 3 per card, right? I think all rocket planes are now. Almost all of them, except like the A-10. AT plane. So it depends on the flight characteristics. So the one on East Germany I don't like because it's got rockets on it and it flies really close to the ground, so you can't actually use the missiles from max range. Because they've got very nice range, but you tend not to shoot until they're right on top of you, and then you just die anyway because you got 10% ECM. But if it flies high, because it's not got the rockets and it doesn't dive, then it should be quite a nice AT plane. Cluster, yeah, fairly standard cluster. Sort of smaller bombs, but yeah, napalm if you're a noob. And HE, and the MiG-23 MLA. Oh wow, it's a new missile, I think. R-23R. Or maybe it already exists, but it looks different. So it's not that amazing, but it's 3 per card. Like they might. This is a new image. Whether or not it's a new missile, I don't know. But yeah, okay. So let's build this deck. And so what is this like? First check. And we'll start at the start. And I think this is going to be a three supply kind of thing. Inf, so we want these guys for soak. We want our BMP2s for, not soak. We definitely need this because we don't have any ATGMs. And we'll get some satchels. Yeah, that's probably as good as it's going to get, really. So we do have wheeled infantry, but not, not with AT. It's kind of rough, but what can you do, eh? RT, so the super range mortar. And then, honestly, just 2 upvetted Danners was probably the meta. But I want to try the Tulpans. Oh, they're actually called Tulipans. Okay. I've been calling them Tulpans. I guess I'll just keep doing that. And then here, so we obviously want the good tank. And, like, why not double vet all these tanks? Got so many of them. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? And, oh. So we should get the smoke one. And you'll need the regular one as well. Because we've only got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 CVs. Yeah, and then all 2 vet tanks. Because why wouldn't you? I mean, that's just clearly the strength of the division. Recon, so Resved could be MP2. I'll bring it at 1 vet because we've got plenty of regular BMP2s. And then, like, for our... Well, we definitely want the ground surveillance radar. Definitely want this for our tanks. Drone is nice. And then... it's got good optics, good stealth, and then this is kind of cheap, so like that's that, because like this is our sort of fighting recon. Only problem is at the start of the game we're gonna basically have a really rough time because we don't have any airborne forward deployment, and running these straight in. I mean, you can do it. Recon deployment. They're actually 6 strength, so yeah, you can do it. Never mind. Like, because like you might as well pay 5 points more for the GSR. Obviously, Scorpions are kind of bad, but the whole point is they're just there to sit there until the Resved could be MP2 shows up. But yeah, you can get some cheaper recon if you want, I suppose. AA, so we'll get the OSAs. Get the Strela 10M, obviously, get the OSA, like that, basically. And then helis. Oh, we haven't filled out the planes yet. Oh dear, I think we're going to have to down vet some of these tanks, man. So, like 5... These have the smoke, so they're kind of better. So 2, 4, 6 gained, and then I can... Okay. Sad. Very sad. But, like, do I really need this? Let's get rid of it for now. It's just I don't... Like, I mean, these guys shouldn't be getting close. Well, I mean... Yeah, whatever. Yeah, anyway. Helis. So this can be useful in the opener, I suppose. Like, this is obviously, we should be bringing that. It's a 1 vet as well for 2, which is interesting. And then I assume this is useful in the opener. I'll bring it at 1 vet. Air, so yeah, get 2 cards of that, and then rocket, and then AT. Oh my gosh, we can't afford anything. I need to get rid of this, but I want to try it, so you've had it. Get rid of some more tanks. No, I need my tanks. Need 1 AP. There's got to be a tank. There's got to be a tank. Man, I'm getting rid of all my tanks, so I can't 2-vet my tanks. Oh well. That's really depressing. Just don't have that many tanks in my tank div. Because I need a plane. Because yeah, what happens if there's an enemy tank that I can't kill? This would be great. But I need 1 AP. I need that my 3 cards are supply. This basically should, if this shouldn't be here, basically. I mean, we'll just get rid of the Dana, because I know what a Dana does, and then I'll just bring this, and then I'll just throw, right? In an ideal case, I'd bring the Dana instead. But, yeah, because I can't get rid of any more tanks. I mean, they're at 1 vet now, it's very depressing. We upvet those again. Anyway, that's it for the first check div. Now we'll cover the other 2 check divs. Right, so this is the showcase, SOUTHAG showcase of the 19th Motostrelecke division for the Czechs. So this is probably going to be fairly similar, but it's like the infantry version of the, yeah, it's the infantry version. So, you know, similar to the tank division, except it's infantry. Wow, can barely get the words out. Like I said, 14 hours notice, haven't had much sleep. So, anyway, so you've just seen this. You've just seen this. This is new. It is, you know, 2 per card, 40 points. It's at 2 vet, which is interesting. And then this is, you know, you've just seen this. This is new. It's, you know, supply MI8. Another supply. I don't know why it's called an MI19 here and MI17. I mean, they're kind of look the same, but... Oh, this has 20% ECM. Interesting. I still wouldn't bring it. And then, yeah, a fob. Nicer slots on the Logi, I think. And definitely nicer slots on the infantry. So you've just seen this. It turns out the Czechs can also field 30mm AGS grenade launchers, so that's new. Thai, we literally just saw, and they've got both transport options. You can pay more for 2 HP if you want. Then these guys you literally just saw. I mean, there's no point in just laboriously repeating myself. You've seen this. You've just seen this. You've just seen this. You've just seen this. You've just seen this. This is new. This is new. So these are like reservists. Zalos Nissi. 10 men, 35 points. RPG. It's not bad for reservists. Oh wow, you can upvet them. So like, look at this. Like, what is this? I don't know. It's from Bespin apparently. It must be a Star Wars character. But you can't upvet these guys. But you can't upvet these guys. But they're reservists. Well, who knows? Anyway. You've seen these. These are like the Sappers, Zen East, Sappers, Scorpions. Oh, they come in the OT-64, so that's new. Whereas the other guys, I don't think they did. I think they came only in track transports. So that can be useful. And yeah, exactly the same, but new transport. This looks exciting. Oh, this is the one from... So 157Y has a recoilless rifle. And this is it. Actually seems pretty decent, simply because 12 ROF, because it's coming at... What the heck? You can get it at max vet. So what is this, like some sort of airborne team? Like, they're Vizakari. They're the guys from the meme. They're the Vizakari. And you know, from the song, Vizakari, Vizakari. You know, that's all I don't speak Czech, right? Anyway, they're the guys from the meme. So they're basically like they're like airborne, but air mobile, because they've not got the airborne forward deployment. They just show up in helicopters. So there you go. You've got air mobile, and that's why they're coming at such ridiculous veterancy. So like this is actually pretty cracked. Sadly, it's only 2 men, but that is nasty. You get hit by that. 14 ROF. Anyway, CV guys, AT and smoke, so that's a very nice one. The only problem we've got here is they're all coming in only in helicopters. So like it's nice because it's got double the HP, so it tends to survive, like especially for the CV one. But yeah, here you go. So air mobile, airborne Vizakari, special forces, shock, 10 strength, RPGs, 2 machine guns. Sadly, these are not LSWs, they're just like PKMs basically. They're gonna get upset now. They've got the same stats in this game as a PKM. Obviously, Czech stuff, everything better. Everything better, I know. Czechoslovakian, sorry. Anyway, so yeah, you can spam out rocket helos, I guess. Or you can actually afford them. So yeah, BMP2s into Visa car is pretty funny. And then, yeah, Conkers, but also in a helicopter. But hey, check out the vet. This is coming to 2 vet. Sadly, not special forces, even though these guys are, but whatever. So yeah, that's pretty cool. RT, so we've seen this, the Czech Mega Mortar, Mega Range Mortar, the Pram L. What the flip? Goes 8,000 meters? That's absurd. So that's the new longest range mortar in the game? Who knows? Must be an oversight. Surely not. I mean, so, remember, this is a preview copy. Pram S? So this... Oh no, I see. It's like a howitzer. Interesting. So the first packed proper self-propelled mortar that isn't just strapped to a truck. So there you go. It's got proper mortar fire rate, nice range. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm surprised it goes so far, actually. But yeah, self-propelled 120mm mortars on packed. The future is here. D30s, which you saw on 31st. I mean, they're not worth talking about. Gvozdika, you've already seen this. Dana, you just saw this. The Poles get it as well. And then this, which is basically a Malka, right? So that is pretty gnarly. Because the thing is, right, so if you want to take out an ATGM team, basically you need to fire 2 rounds out of this. This you only have to fire once. But yeah, I think the Dana probably would squeeze it out for, you know, efficiency in a 1v1, simply because it's 2 per card. But I do like my big arty, because like, if you get 2 of these on a tank, it's dead. But you gotta buy 2, right? And it's 2. But these are 1-point slots, and then you get the RM70. So yeah, another team game hitter, I think. I do like the self-propelled mortars. It's a shame they don't come with the tank division. Anyway, so this is the Malyutka P, so this is very common in Czech livery. I still can't say that. And the BDR M2 Conkers, so yeah, you've seen that before a gorillion times. It's interesting that this is yellow, but some of them are red. It's a preview version. 100mm anti-tank gun that can also shoot... oh, this is the one off Steel Division 2, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So the Steel Division 2 has a bunch of anti-tank guns that are also arty, and I believe this is one of them. Or it might be an upgrade of one of them. 53 implies 1953. But yeah, so it's a howitzer that also doubles as an AT gun. So that's actually not a bad bring, because you bring it, fire 12 howitzer rounds, and then just use it as an AT gun. Will it hit anything? Probably not. It's probably not worth bringing. Anyway, T55 AM1, so it's got the max range gun. But so it's like the... because, yeah, these are in 31st as well, so it's got the 4th DDR gun, but it's got the standard T55A armor. So it will die to a 1 hit of a TOW2, and it's the same for these. You do get 2 cards of them, and you do get a lot of T72s. So far, I'm vastly preferring this div over first tank. Obviously, you don't get as many tanks. How many tanks do you need? And then, yeah, the M1, which is actually not in first. What? Why would the tank division not get the best tanks? It's kind of weird. Anyway, it's got... This is the one... This is the East German one. Which is exactly the same as the East German one. So 17 armor. It's kind of weird, actually. T72, and then we can just sort of filter out all the BKs. Oh, it's the opposite way around. Okay. So what is the difference between this and... Oh, it's got 2 more armor. Okay. Or is this... Alright, okay. Yeah, my bad. So this is just the T72M from East Germany. It's just the same, except without Resolute. And Resolute is typically free. Sometimes it's 5 points more, but it's usually free. So yeah, you get nice T-set. You get plenty of those. And you get the CV tank, and you know you get your. I mean, this is probably I probably won't bring that. But yeah, Conkers, ATGMs, like the first tank div doesn't get that. Obviously, the T72S spam is crazy for team games. But I think for 1v1s, this seems like a more well-rounded div. You get really nice infantry, the Vizakari from the meme. Anyway, exceptional optics 4 per card. So that's pretty cool. Very normal. Or you can get this one, which is the same, except it's got armor. So this is more useful with your tanks, frankly. It's got a log, gives you three armor if you got the log. Anyway, you've just seen these guys. You've just seen these guys. You've not seen these guys. These are Vizakari Recon. So they get smoke with no ammo, so that's a bug, right? They need the ammo on that. I'll report that. It's an early access copy, so they'll keep working on it. I should probably write that down right now, actually, because I'm just going to forget. VYS Cruz Comnisi 19th, no ammo smoke. But yeah, otherwise, it's a nice squad, right? Well, okay, no, it's not. It's not got much HP. But yeah, smoke ATs, it's not so bad. And then Motrise guys, and no BMP2 this time. Just the BVP one without smoke. Shuppers are back. You still get your Shuppers. And, yeah, we spoke about this. You know, Russia Today Shuppers with the ground surveillance radar. And then this must be for putting out forest fires. So it's a jammer and it's SIGINT. So it's like a sort of meme helicopter. Obviously, you don't really have a choice if you want a recon helo. But yeah, it's interesting that it's also SIGINT, so it provides signals intelligence. That must be what... This must just have a small Czechman in it. Well, I suppose you could fit a medium-sized Czechman in that. And he's got, you know, he's got headphones on and he's listening. That's how that works. I'm pretty sure. I'm very confident. Anyway, AA. So, okay. So Strela 2s, but you also get the... you know, the air mobile. It's a shame that the Vizakari have been rolled as air mobile, not parachutists. Although I don't know what the airlift capability of the Czechoslovakian Republic was in you know, 1989. But it would have been cool if they got airborne forward deployment and they could just zoom around. Coming in helicopters, it just slows you down, right? At the start, anyway. So yeah, Iglas, but they only come in MI2s. And then Warcrime device and Cubs. So yeah, you get Cubs. So it's I suppose the most similar div to this would be second UK. Yeah, actually, yeah, it would, because like these are your air mobile. Except this is more expensive because it is better than a Lynx rocket, but it is more expensive. And yeah, you get plenty of, you know, this. It's just you don't get any airborne forward deployment, it seems. Helis, so we've already covered the URP. Mi-17 Rocket 2, which we spoke about. And then this, which is 80mm Cocons. Whoa. Whoa. Well, that's obviously the one everybody's going to bring. What the heck? Why does it go so far? That's crazy. It goes so far. Super rockets. Super rockets. 2450, right? It's more than, you know. So like 2275 is the typical one. That's like the longest range helo rocket, basically. Dumbfire rocket. Those fat things on Canada. So that's obviously the one to bring, right? Air. So, Helo Hunter. Okay. SU-25K rocket, which is actually 3 per card, which is interesting. Because, no, actually that's normal, right? It's just like the Soviet one. And then a HE bomber, just like the Soviet one. They're all in different colours, right? And then Napalm if you're a full cluster. I mean, generally, these kind of aren't that great. The AT one is the good one, because it doesn't have to very, very slowly fly over the enemy to drop its payload. So yeah, AT. Fighter, very nice, MiG-29A. Only 1 card though. I guess, you know, you get these and you've got Cubs anyway. And Seed. So yeah, I mean, what's not to like? You got Seed and stuff. So let's build this. So this is 19th. 1v1. I suppose they're like it's motorized, right? Oh, it says moto. Well, I think it's more mechanized because they've got BMP2s. But whatever, who cares? So, yeah, CV, supply, because I'm going to be stacking RT and so on. And then here, yes, we want our, stuff, and then we want, like, for 7 men, for 2 machine guns, for 35 points, it's actually kind of nice. Like, this is like arm rifles on the UK, except better. And then, like, it's like the Polish thing, you could, like, buy, so it's 60, so you could buy 4 of those a minute and save 20 points. It's pretty crazy, actually, so that's probably going to be the meta, just to spam BMP ones. BMP 2s are also good. It's just, you don't need, like, the idea here is that you just don't run out of crap. It's like 4th Polish. And then these guys, reservists, I don't really think you need them if you can just keep pouring these into the breach. But yeah, the Visakari, we want those. And the Conkers, of course. And this thing is very funny, so we'll just bring it, even though it's probably not that useful. And now we can't afford the Visakari, so what do we do? Commit seppuku, I guess. 10 men, 40 points. 10 men, 35 points, but they're reservists, so they route really easily. But the whole point is they're just there to tank damage. You don't care. So we'll bring that, and we'll honestly bring them at Nova. Well, that's probably not a good idea, but they're just there to tank. That's all they're there for. And then, yeah, need to get rid of the BVP1, really. Oh, I've got that bug. I still don't fix that. And we'll get some Visakari, which, it's a nice squad. It's just it's cool to get the rocket stuff as well. I don't know, I can see people trying like a super funny heli. This is really winding me up. How do I get rid of it? There we go. No. Right, so we'll just finish this deck build and then I'll just restart my computer. So, restart the game even. So yeah, Visakari, I mean, they're a nice idea, but, yeah. Well, no, they are pretty cool, actually. It's just, you want the rockets, you gotta pay big monies. They're a nice infantry squad, like Special Forces 10 men, like, they are pretty cool. Arty, so we'll get 2 of these, the big boy, and then the Pram for smoke mortaring. Tanks, so we want, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then, yep. And we'll get a... this has a better range. It's just, it doesn't have smoke and stuff, so it's just more of a start of the game harassment kind of thing. Recon, so we want ground surveillance radar, it's very useful. We might as well bring the helo, funny helo. And yeah, so like just the opener is going to be kind of weak, but like airborne forward deployment seems kind of lacking on a lot of these divs, which I think is probably a good thing actually. And yeah, these guys, I mean, yeah, the BVP one, I suppose. Shippers, yeah. Oh yeah, I need this for my tanks. Oh, but now I don't have any points. Right, get rid of that. Yeah, okay. Why are these... Okay, only 4 availability. Okay, AA, so Cub, Igla. This, I guess. But now I don't have any points, like, at all. So we need to, oh, man. Get rid of 40, 72, downvet that, get rid of this. Like, these are 3-point slots, right? How much is... That's also 3, okay. Like, we could just not bring this at all. I don't know, it's just... It's kind of weird just having Cubigler. Can work. And then, yeah, we want the Mega Rockets. Don't really need anything else in that tab, mainly because we can't fit it in. And I really want to fill out some of these planes. Like, this would be really cool. And at least the AT one. Or, no, the rocket one. Actually, I'd like both. So, something's got to give, man. Like, this is really cool. It's just... No, it fires at 14 rounds a minute, man. Come on. Oh, dear. Gotta make some sacrifices here. Get rid of that, we can get more planes, but... Well, maybe, yeah, just go light on the Air Force and play more of a ground game, right? But, I mean, come on, the Su-25 Seed like the potential here is huge. It's just you got to make a lot of sacrifices on your inf tab, or just any sacrifices on your inf tab because you've not made any. So yeah, I guess we could. You can't do both. You can't spam BMP ones and do the other thing. So we'll just get rid of these, and then that's 3 points, which allows me to do more stuff. And then like this is going to be another 3 points, isn't it? So I can't get rid of any more of that. Is that 3? Okay, so right, 5 CVs is kind of not enough. We could go 2 cards of supply. Yeah, let's do that. 2 cards of supply, but then I've got the heavy arty. I'm going to run out of supply on my heavy arty. Okay, well, we could just do that. Alright, so there you go, Dana, and now we've got 4 AP. Now we can fill the... now we can, I got 7 AP. So that'd be 5. And then... whatever, we can put this back in. So... yeah, and then we just put this back in, so like this can be useful at the start, I guess. I didn't upvet it on the other one, but look how much difference it makes in that opener if you can do that. And we're going to cover him with this, and the 8. No! Get rid of that, and put the Dana back in. And there you go, now we can get the... is there any point in this if we're not air spamming? Like, shouldn't we just bring the AT one and the rocket one? Like, what's the point in this? What's it doing for me? So like, the rocket one's really good at the start. Well, we'll just get the AT one, just in case a tank shows up that we can't kill. Right? Apart from that, we're sort of golden, right? Because we can just BMP spam everybody to death. So yeah, there you go. There's the deck build. You got to make a choice if you want to do a ground game or an air game. Otherwise, you get nothing, really. So like, I could honestly I should probably get rid of this. Because if I've not got that many planes, what do I need a seed for? And then there you go. So just, yeah. So now we will cover the final Czech division and the final division of this 8-division preview. If you liked the video, please like the video. I'd also like to take the time to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They get the names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos, the rate of 1 a week. They will get this as soon as the NDA drops, and then they'll get all the gameplay as soon as I can put it out, basically. Sadly, we didn't have much time this time. But yeah, there you go. Smiley face. Right, so here we are in the final division of this Division 8 out of 10 SOUTHAG division preview. Yeah, 303 Tankova Divize. And from what I understand, this is more of like a reserve division, a bit more of like a KDA. So here we go, we've got a boat. Boat supply, 500 supply, 25 points. And then this truck you've just seen, and this truck's new. 3,000 supply, 2 per card. Okay, so very chunky supply there. Make sure that one doesn't die, or you're going to get very upset. This is a World War II half-track. I mean, surely it is, right? I mean, interesting. And it's 2 per card, right? So, like, why... I mean, this is really good for 35 points. It's faster than the other one. Oh, I see, it's got less HP. Well, I'm definitely bringing that. And then, yeah, standard UAS, 3 per card CV. And then this is more of a car one, so it's, like, more expensive, but it's faster, and it's got twice the HP, and it's got armor, and it's amphibious, so it's probably quite useful, actually. Nice survivable CV. This thing just pops like a cherry. Anyway, so FOB. And then infantry, so... there's going to be a lot of overlap, so you've already seen this. You've already seen this. You have not seen this. This is militia. Velitel. And they've got the Paranice T21. Okay, and we've got KDA Schutzen, apparently. So 8 strength, 30 points. They're militia, though. So apparently military police doesn't remove militia. So, yeah. Kind of a hard squad to use. You do have the military police, I suppose. But, yeah, the militia, And then... Okay, so you've got these guys and you cannot vet them. So these are reservists but not militia. These are militia. So this is a rough squad to use. And then you've got... what's the difference here? Okay, Dushka versus KPVT. 3 per card CV with 3 strengths, kind of rough. These guys you've seen before, they're like, they're militia. So you can spam them out, I guess, like 30... This is just so much more usable than these for 30. Because not only do they have 2 more guys, they've not got that militia trait. Sadly, the 2 more guys are holding Scorpions, which means that the DPS is basically the same. But I'd much rather have the Zaloznissi than the Lidova Milici. Then we've got Zaloznissi T21. So they have 2 rocket launch. Whoa, what the heck? 16 guys. 16 guys reservist. Interesting. More than twice the price. 16 guys? That's crazy. That's a very interesting squad. Wow, look at them all. So, yeah, sadly only 1 card. But, yeah, this is going to, I mean, put the military police with them. And that's 100 points of infantry. 140 if you include the transports. But, I mean, that's very hard to kill. Especially, like, look how far this is going. Like, look. That's 1,025 meters. It's basically a recoilless rifle of some description, right? Oh, it shoots HE! Oh, it's like the M67 that the Americans get. That is wild. It shoots HE. That is a really... No wonder it's 75. This shoots HE. It's like an M67 recoilless rifle. It's actually... it looks... Might as well be a stack clone, I think. Wow, yeah, that's a good squad. Shame it's only 1 card. Because that would obviously be the one to bring. Anyway. Yeah, this CV, which you've seen before, right? And then Motostrelecke, which you've seen on all the Czech divs in the BVP1, but sadly only 1 card. Tank Hunters, which on this div you'll probably end up bringing. That is a very interesting... Wow, okay. These guys get it as well. So it's... So this has the M67-esque thing on it. So it shoots at infantry. It's got 20 rounds. That's really good, actually. Wow. Yeah, so you obviously want all of those. I did say I'd build it at the end. And then... Like, this is the same, but better. Because it's got 2 recoilless rifles on it. it's got the Taras Nice and the BZK. The proper recoilless rifle in this M67-esque clone thing. So that's probably a must-bring. Yeah, the standard Zeniste, they're on all 3 divisions, just Scorpions and Satchels. Scorpions and Satchels. This is that thing again. And it comes with the same transport. And then you've got 8 men with RPG and smoke, probably the best infantry commander, but you don't actually get that much infantry in this KDAS division. And then regular Streltsy. So that's going to be very useful to actually have some normal infantry. But yeah, wow. It's a shame there's not a second military police option. Anyway, the mortar that goes very far. This is new. Low caliberati, not great. 152mm, kind of... wow, so it's got a very nice barrel on it, but the range isn't actually that great. But that barrel is very thick. And then... yeah, so this is that funny thing. It's on the other Czech divs, and this is the RM70. So I guess you're kind of forced to bring this if you want big howitzers. It's kind of weird how this is 110, whereas the other one, which was bad, which was like in the Canadian division or something, was 90. But I guess this is better. It's got a lot of range. Yeah, interesting. Tanks, T-34s. Okay. Oh wow, it's this thing off Steel Division 2. It's an S100 or something. I mean, it says SD100. I can't remember what it is in Soviet service, but yes. Is it like an IS-2 maybe? Anyway, it's pretty interesting. It's better than the T-34 by quite a bit. It does cost more. But no coaxial or anything. And it's, mediocre stealth, so not so bad in defense. I mean, it's not going to hit anything. Anti-tank gun. Anti-tank gun, that is a little bit better. A Mayutka thingy. T-54s are bad because they've got the heat shell as opposed to the kinetic shell of the T-55A. The advantage of the T-55A is you just run all the way up to them, and then you can actually like 1 or 2 shot them. Whereas this, the closer you get, it does the same damage. So there's a reason it's like 25 points less. And then 1 card of T-72Ms. So yeah, I guess you're forced to bring the spam vehicles, because look at all these slots. Like, you don't get that much spam infantry, but you do get a lot of spam vehicles. Recon, Prus LM. So this is Militia Recon, with an RPG, so that's actually a pretty good squad. Because, yeah, you put it on a side road, you know, like you go ambush somebody, you get some hits, you got plenty of availability, dead cheap. You don't actually want it to get shot at, and if it does get a hit, then, you know, it's going to basically pay for itself immediately, so... Anyway, exceptional optics thingy, seen that before. This is good optics, it's got Tarasnice on it. It's pretty fast as well, so yeah, this can just zoom around the forests, zoom around the roads, and shoot vehicles as they come in, or, you know, miss them. We got Recon T-34. Scraping the barrel moment, Recon T-34, yeah. 4 availability, apparently, way. That is exciting. Oh, it's another recoilless, right? Isn't this also a World War II vehicle? Isn't that the, what's it even called? Like one of those it's like an anti-tank platform. Maybe I'm just making that up, but I'm pretty sure there's one. Anyway, maybe it's not. Recoilless rifle, 40 points, only 6 availability, but it is recon. Mediocre stealth. Okay, whatever. 4 strength guy, you saw these guys before, and then motorized version, and it comes with more World War II half-tracks. What the heck is that? Yeah, no recon helos. AA, okay, so Estrella 2s, no Iglas. Isn't that the one the Belgians have? Isn't that the Belgian one? The Maxen. Pretty sure that's the Maxen. It's pretty good against infantry. That also looks very nice against infantry because it's got 2 barrels. 2 barrels tends to mean good against infantry in this game. This is probably quite bad. 57mm, yeah, I think it's quite bad. And then this one is... It's got good stealth, and it can't shoot at vehicles, apparently. You do get the Krugs, so that's nice. One-shots any plane if it hits. Casino game, I just think it's really dumb RNG, generally. It's for people who don't play the game a lot, essentially. Anybody who plays the game a lot just finds those things incredibly infuriating. But if you're a noob, be like, oh, wow, I'm so good. Anyway, Warcrime Mobile. Helis, so, okay. I'm not sure why it's only 2 per card. Oh, I suppose it's like a Cobra. And then this, oh, some nice rockets. And then air. Yeah, okay. They've got some very nice painting on them. So rocket thingy. Yeah, you've seen this before on Soviets, but this is the Czech version. This is like an ASF version. I'm not sure you'd be brave enough to fly these things into an enemy plane, but there you go. You want to kill a helicopter, it's probably quite good at it, because it's so slow. It can probably fire all its bullets. It might even fire 2 missiles. Rocket 2, so this is nice because it's got 4 massive rockets, reloads in 16 seconds, 3 per card. HE1, okay, 3 per card. HE2, whoa, that's really nice. It's 3 per card, and it reloads in a minute, and it carries 1,500 kilos of ordnance. Napalm, but it also has a regular bomb on it, so it might be useful. It's the funny cluster thing from 6YA. So this is really, really nice against tanks. The only issue is it dies in 1 hit to IHawks. But yeah, it's very nice against tanks. You can get 2 separate bombing runs off on it, but yeah, it's all cluster. This reminds me a lot of the Polish ones. Like, this is the Polish one, I'm pretty sure. So this one is your ASF, and this one can fire a lot at helos. AT plane, this is, You see this all the time. It's really nice. Kind of strong, these missiles. And a rocket too, with big boy rockets, but only 2 availability, but yeah. Bit of a weird one, bit of a weird div. I guess we have to build it now. Don't really want to. I don't really want to play this one. but yeah, so I don't know. Like, you know, no vet capped, okay. Not really sure how to build this. Like, lots of smoke. Lots of smoke kind of makes sense. Yeah, we'll get 4 of it, because I think they're going to die, basically. Oh, well, I suppose you could get the RM70. Or, like, this thing, maybe, because I know what an RM70 does. So, just for trial purposes, this thing at 35 is actually really good. Only 1 CV card here, sadly. So, I have to bring that. And then, whoops. Oh, okay. See if we can take 3 cards of supply. We might have to get rid of 1. Then here, we don't want these. They're terrible. They should literally be 25 points, honestly. And then, yeah, these guys in the funny transports that shoot at infantry. As many as we can. As many as we can. As many as we can. This guy we obviously want. Really strong squad. Like, this is our bread and butter, basically. And then, yeah, this really reminds me of 157Y, where they get, like, 1 card of BMP-1s and 1 card of BTR-60 infantry. Like, this is literally exactly how 70, you know, the other one works. So, yeah. And then, like we said about bringing this, but... Oh, we don't have any infantry 80 gems. Okay, but we need satchels, so... I guess we're not bringing these guys. It's like, yeah, you know, we got RPGs, I mean, whatever. RT spoke about tanks, so... Yeah, get tanks that are very bad, and then this... and then Mayuka vehicles. And then... Like, I mean, this is obviously a lot better than the T-34. It's also got more HP. Right, do I have to bring this? I feel like I have to bring this. Or this one. Because otherwise, how do you... Well, I suppose I got the 14 Mayukas, but... Yeah, okay, so we got... I mean... Like, what else am I supposed to do? Recon? Recon T-34 is such a meme. I feel like this is probably better, though, because it's got... I mean, it's got less armor, but... It's got good optics. Oh. Oh, yeah, because this is my funny, cheap recon. Yeah, so that's my fighting recon. This can be for wrapping around and just not succeeding in anything. I just feel like this is such a waste of time, but... Like, this... We got... This is such a bad div. Krug... Funny thing. Funny thing. Less funny thing. Probably don't need both of these. I feel like they serve similar purposes, so we'll get rid of that one. Helis. This has the funny rockets, but we can only bring 1, apparently. Oh, you know, 1 card. And get those for when that 1 card dies. Although, well, okay. Yeah, I want more planes, really. So, we'll get the Helo Hunters. I don't really see the point in bringing this one. Kind of just funny to have 8 things, so it's like the Polish one, right? And then AT plane we kind of need. Cluster plane we kind of need. Early game rocket plane. This one's way better, though. But then the HE2 is really good. Like, this can probably kill a tank. 2 armored tank, probably. But we got an AT plane anyway. Yeah, I mean, that's... best I can do. So that's all 8 divisions. You know, if you appreciate this, I really hope you can like the video. Otherwise, you know, I could have split this into 10 or 8 separate ones. And yeah, if you want to see gameplay, check the link in the description. Channel members will get it as early as possible. It's just given the time. Yeah, have a good one. Thanks for sticking with it.